Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday with Nix. Hello, 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 and good morning. How are you today? Today is Wednesday. We're still going through Lionsgate Portal. I'm thinking that it's probably going to close up about the 14th through the 15th. So be sure to set your intentions and increase your hygiene. When I say hygiene, I also mean protection. There is a lot going on in the energies. There are a lot of people confused. There are a lot of changes going on. There are a lot of laws changing. There are a lot of people going through losses. There are a lot of updates in policies. A lot of things that were hidden and had been hidden for about at least 20 years are starting to come through the creases. They're starting to seep through the cracks, okay? Um, Also, yesterday I did go out and pull weeds, and my technique is sure fit. All the way to the roots, close as you can, turn and pull up. Okay? So, that being said, make sure you have your recycling out and it's not icky because recycling shouldn't be icky. It should be stuff that can be recycled, okay? So, no food products and no leftover liquids. Try to at least empty it out if it's not a water bottle, or wash it out so it's not sticky and you're not having everybody crawl with ants. The ants are significant. It was something I was going to say about the ants. It's something about the ants and how they always work together. But every so often, you'll see this one ant that's not in tandem with the other ants. There's the one ant that always seems to go off and grab some odd piece of something. And I guess that one ant believes that if everybody else is watching the big show, that they can get something through. Okay, so that's going to be significant. Someone's going to try to be distracting you, or there's going to be a situation where it's going to be a bit overwhelming. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome. There's going to be a situation where there's going to be a big distraction, okay? I don't know if it's going to be fire engines. I don't know if it's going to be a sudden crowd. Whatever it is, pay attention because something's trying to slip through. Usually they're trying to get to you through your dreams, right? Because it's easiest. You're not up, you're not conscious, and you're a bit little more malleable. That's why you should really up your protection and your cleansing before bed, okay? Make sure you set your intentions and ask for protection. That might look like your nightly prayers, might look like some Bible reading, might even looking like you doing a little, I don't know, meditation, okay? You have ancestors, you have God, you have everybody. So use your resources, okay? Everything isn't in this world as above, so below, okay? So I did my homework yesterday and I took my time because when I got up this morning, something said, don't rush. Don't rush. Don't rush anything this morning. Do as you do. And I still managed to keep the same amount of time, but something just said to just be easy. Don't rush to anything. And that might be significant for someone too. Someone needs to not be in a rush. For some reason, someone's going to take your lack of time or your schedule. Someone's going to, if you look like you're in a rush, that's when they usually try to hold you up more. When you look like you have time, that's when they try to rush you. So pay attention. They're looking to try to rage bait you. I don't know who you are on the other side of here, but there's somebody that's watching you and they're trying to see what gets you, what irritates you. Because in the moment that they can get you to basically come out of yourself, that's when they're going to try to do their big one, okay? All right? So pay attention. I'm not trying to make you paranoid as much as I want you to just be aware. Like yesterday, I was somewhere, and I guess this guy, I guess he didn't think I was watching him watching me, because he just never kind of like looked away. His neck never turned. And maybe 20 minutes later, he comes over and he tries to hand Alex a piece of candy. And had I been caught off guard, I would have allowed him to touch the candy from the guy. Now, here's the thing: when you have kids, a lot of times you do have to intervene. This is why you should be there with your kid. Your kid doesn't need supervision. So this guy tried to give my son a soft candy. Like, it looked like a cow tail, something like that. Now, that's not to say that he was the sure going to give him a laced piece of candy, but you can't be safer, right? So you don't take chances. One, you don't want anybody handing your child something directly. The reason why is because your child is going to listen to you, that your child is looking at you more than listening to you. So if you're just randomly accepting things from strangers, you're teaching your child to do the same. So if you're randomly begging strangers, you're teaching your child to do the same. So if you have a regular needy aura about you, your child is going to come off the same. So try to fix that. Now, for some of us, some of our children have other influences. So you need to be up and on game when it comes to who's around, who says what, the behavior. So you'll know if you were the one that encouraged it or it came from an outside source, okay? So pay attention to that. What I did, instead of allow him to accept the candy, I accepted the candy. Because, I'm going to start playing as soon as contact make, like, at the same time, there was another older gentleman in a suit, in a whole full suit, right? And he had, what he had on made me believe that he was one of them, right? So I don't know whether he was of the dark, of the light. However, he kept watching and smiling at me, but he wasn't the same guy that handed me the candy. So, like I said, there will be small and big distractions we don't know at the time. All we need to know is ourselves, so that we can be prepared to pause and then interact. Because you have to stay prayed up. When he gave the candy, I did accept it in my hand, but I kept it in my hand. And I smiled and I said thank you. But I left that candy where it was, because you do not know what a person can be handing you. That candy, sure, it could have been a treat. It could have been a convenience. But it also could have been something loaded. It could have been something that I would have regretted maybe 5, 10 minutes, 20 days, 30 days away. So you have to be very careful with accepting gifts and giving gifts. And be careful with what you are doing in front of these young, impressionable kids. They are sponges. Whether they tell you they're doing it or not, it's being done, okay? So, pay attention to yourself in relation to everyone else, okay? So, let me get my little notepad. I wrote this yesterday. I actually got off and wrote this yesterday as soon as I got off the off air, and I said I'm not going to do anything with the message until I get the whole and complete messages, because sometimes I get them in fragments, sometimes I get the whole entire message. Sometimes I just have to sit for a while, go out in the air. I love the fact that I got a few sprinkles on my face this morning when I went out to put the trash. I was like, already? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a nice air. Been a nice breeze. The air quality has improved in the last few days, so hopefully everybody is taking advantage of it and getting out and touching some grass. I surely did, because that curb looked clean. I was out there just yanking and a pulling and a yanking and a pulling. But it's good yard work. It's very good to take care of yourself and take care of your own environment, right? It's very good. Yes, of course, landscaping is great, but landscaping also costs, right? And it's also a luxury, right? And it's also something that if you get used to having a landscaper, you won't exactly know what's going on in your yard. You'll take for granted what's going on out there. You won't know. You'll have to depend on someone else's information in your own environment. So it would be good for you, even if you still plan on using a landscaper. The thing about it is, you need to know the lay of your land. You need to know what's going on, what's growing, what's coming up, what's not growing, and what you can do to fix it, okay? So, if you are the responsible person around the home, it is your responsibility, whether you are a man or a woman, to go out and put eyes on your whole entire environment, okay? And sometimes you may have to go and walk up a block and walk back down to yourself. Do anything. Come to your place in different directions so that you can see exactly what you're looking at, okay? These are the ways that you prepare yourself and you don't get caught slipping in your own environment, because this is the thing. If a person really wants to do something to you, they're going to study you and your environment. So how about you know yourself just as much as they try to know you? Okay? That part. When I got up this morning, I thought I heard a conversation. I thought I heard a man chastising. I don't know who he was chastising. Whoever it was, they were either on the phone or they were quiet. So somebody likes to talk without response. They like to give orders. They like to be pushy. Somebody, I wouldn't say they're a leader, but I would say that they are in charge. And they talk down. They're very condescending. The tone that I heard would made me picture an abused dog in the corner. So whoever he was talking at, because he was talking at somebody. That's what I heard. I heard somebody talking at somebody. So somebody is in a relationship or in a connection or in a collaboration with someone that does not respect them, and they know it. I don't know if they've ever expressed they're okay with it, but there has to be something for someone to sit there quietly and accept another adult chastising them and talking to them as though they are an infant, a child. Mind you, it was like 3 o'clock this morning. Let me turn the stove off because I got up. I got up running. I hit the floor running this morning, okay? It took me so long to cook dinner yesterday. I said, let me get a head start because Alex don't play on the food. Mickey D's what? He don't eat that. This little boy will look at you cross-eyed. You bring him some french fries. Like, what I'm supposed to do with that? Play with him? Yeah, you eat it. So I had to get up and get straight on task this morning. That boy could eat. So yeah, so that's what I heard this morning. Somebody is allowing another adult to dominate them. Now, it could be vice versa. However, no way, none of them are right. Somebody would say, "Oh yeah, girl, it's supposed to be like that." Something say, "Yeah, you supposed to put your foot down." No adult, no two. If there are two adults together, they're supposed to be reasoning together. No one should be talking at each other. They should have a mutual respect. If there's a situation where one is above the other, and this is where equally yoked comes in, it's called emotional response. It's called reciprocation, emotional reciprocation, nurturing reciprocation, that sort of thing, that type of structure. So when you get to a point where it's uneven, there's a power dynamic that you don't want, okay? If you don't want that power dynamic at work, what makes a person think that they would accept that or should accept that at home, okay? That's going to be very unhealthy 24/7. You already have to kind of compromise out in the street, out in the road, out in the world. So when you are put in a position to where you are constantly compromising, it can be a bit traumatic, especially when you're basically being trained each time you come into that situation to leave a bit of yourself or shrink a bit of yourself. That's something like I mentioned. When you allow a person to come into your space and spread themselves, eventually you find yourself in a sliver of space because you've allowed them to take up all the attention, all the space, all the nurturing, all the emotion, all the everything. And you're just there in that small space doing all the heavy lifting. You're taking on all the trauma. You're taking on all the emotional and verbal hits. You're taking sometimes physical hits, which I do not suggest. Please find help, find support. If not, find yourself a door, a window, somewhere safely to get out, and then get the rest of the answers once you have removed yourself. Please don't be like a lot of these other females that get Stockholm syndrome. I know what I'm saying is like a lot easier said than done, but Stockholm syndrome is a real thing. A lot of us have it. A lot of us won't admit it. We return back to places that once hurt us because they are familiar. Chaos that you've already dealt with, you say, you know what, I have a plan for that. The unknown, I don't. Some people don't like to be uncomfortable. And for some reason, success, freedom, independence makes a lot of people uncomfortable. Because if they get through a day, how can they get through the next one? And if they get through a week, how will they get through the next month? And if they get through that month, how will they get to the next year? And that would cause the person to overthink and make it more complicated than it needs to be. And then they won't do it. They are paralyzed themselves and put themselves in a mental prison. A lot of the time, what is holding us back is our own selves and the own mental prison that we've allowed ourselves to be put in by way of word and deed and habit. Some of the things that we do keep us from getting where we want to go. If you have to buy that thing at the corner store every day or every other day, you may want to consider skipping a day or two and see what it does for your budget. If you have any habits that cost money, you may want to skip it for a day or two and see how much longer your pay lasts. See, right now we're in a situation to where we're going to have to really think about what luxury is nowadays and what it's turning into. We have a bunch of people who have gotten, you know, really good when it comes to the income bracket, right? They've gotten really good, but the thing that they don't warn you about is at some point, there's no satisfaction. So I'm going to implore us right now as adults, as young adults, as mid adults, as old adults, wherever you are, you consider yourself a person that's growing. Even a child as early as 13 can do this. Practice with you in the morning or at night. What can you do to make yourself comfortable? Look at the statistics. Find out what the median living income is. Find out what it isn't. And see what it relates to you. What do you actually need? Can you live off of what you need? Or do you have to have extra? Some people believe that they are valuable because they are expensive. Some people think that they are valuable because they have a bunch of services, subscriptions. They have a bunch of habits. They have a bunch. Right in the middle of my life, somebody tried to change my thing. Come on now. Stop. Come on now. Chill out. Now, anyway, we're in a situation where people are going to have to start living with what they make. Maybe if they got all the money back that has been redistributed in the wrong way, we can hit the reset button. Maybe chips won't cost 75 cents for a bag of half air anymore. Maybe we can go back to 25-cent bags and a little less plastic so that we don't get a bag of air anymore. You see what I'm saying? So right now, we're looking at the result of personalized, customized inflation. We saw it a lot. We noticed it more so with the gas. A lot of times we noticed it. The gouging, the price gougings at the market, how eggs went all the way up because they knew nobody wanted to raise chickens. You understand? How the land was made very, very infertile. And we've got to pay $50 for a cucumber because it has water in it too. You understand? So we've put consumerism first, and it has definitely gotten us not so happy. Like, we've turned to vices instead of trying to fix the problem. I just came from the doctor, and the doctor prescribes me pills. And I'm upset because the doctor prescribed me pills. The reason why the doctor prescribed me pills is because I'm doing something unhealthy to myself repeatedly out in the streets, which made me come to the doctor. Now I'm at the doctor. The doctor prescribes me pills. I get upset because the doctor prescribed me these pills. Now, because I'm upset because the doctor prescribed me these pills, I go outside and I smoke my $15 pack of cigarettes. Now I have ailments. I have more ailments. I have COPD. I have all these things. I can't breathe. Now I have a prescription that can cost me anywhere from $50 to $500. And I've got to get a referral. And I've got to hope that the doctor does approve it so that I can get the medicine, maybe at a discount, depending on what kind of insurance that I have. Pending that I have insurance. Pending that I'm not out of network. Now I've got to take some other kind of drug to get over the fact that cigarettes are $15, and I have to make all these phone calls, and I have to depend on someone to believe that I need a service or don't need a service. So then that makes me take more. That makes me drink more. That makes me do more. But now stress sets in. Stress has always been setting in, but now my body can't even take care of itself because now I'm on pills. And then I smoke cigarettes. And now I'm stressed out. And stress is a killer. And all this from consumerism. Somebody's consumerism. Your doctor, he's got a daughter. She thinks she's hot. She wants surgery. He's got to bill somebody because she wants surgery. Or his wife might leave because you told me you'd give all our children everything they ever wanted. Not that the kids are going to be necessarily happy with this $30,000 to $60,000 surgery, but it's consumerism. So your doctor comes in and he's like, okay, look, you've got to get this and this, that done, even though it might have been a quick fix, something, to do something else or to give it another approach. But it's consumerism. Or you walk past the secretary and she sees that you've got all these ailments, so she naturally says you have insurance, and boom, you've got Medicaid. And she's so tired of looking at that same Coach bag, it's coming apart, and she's in charge of billing. And the doctor pays her no mind because he's got a wife to keep happy and a really elite daughter who does nothing but post all day, but she just posts selfies. Making my way downtown, driving fast. And he's got to worry about that subscription in her car and her car insurance, so he doesn't care about the secretary. He's hoping he hires one that's more attractive because he's getting very tired of the situation at home. But it's consumerism. So now she's in charge of billing and nobody's overheading her because he's got a lot on his head. So now she gets away with billing a few things, and next thing you know, she's got that new bag and she's feeling a bit good at herself, and you come back in with your coughing and your lung is about to fall out, and nobody in that office really cares anymore because they found a shortcut to the money. But I'll do you one bigger. So you come out of the doctors and you're saying you got to tell one of your family members what's going on with you. And you see one of your favorite cousins, or at least that's what you think. Because, I mean, they seem to always be in the neighborhood, but they only come speak to you when they see you. But they're always in your neighborhood, and you're like, you never think about it. The fact that they seem to conveniently always seem to be somewhere around. But they never interact with you unless you see them. It's like you catch them and they're like, hey, I was going to come back. I was on my way down there. Yeah. You don't pay that no mind. So you say your cousin is there. You say, okay, well, this is going on. My lung is in my pocketbook right now. And I smoked my life away with my cigarettes and things of that nature. And this takes me down to the pharmacy. And they're like, that's all you need is to go down to the pharmacy. You never ask them for anything. You just ask them to go to the pharmacy and you push the little $5, $10 in their hand. They never asked for it, but you did it. And the whole time your cousin's like, yeah, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And they're dropping you off. But the whole time they're squeezing the little bit of money that you put in their hand. And some be grateful because he never asked for no gas money. Some be grateful. But you never ask why your cousin always in your neighborhood but don't never come see you. But y'all don't talk unless you run into them first. And it seems like as soon as you make contact, they always say they was on their way past your house. But never mind, y'all on your way to the daggone pharmacy and they're squeezing on a little bit of money. Sometimes they're happy to get a little bit of gas money even though they didn't ask. And some they're like, I wonder if there's more of this money. Because even though they heard all the elements and you probably sound like you was about to die, because, I mean, you got a lung in your pocketbook. And you are on your way in the pharmacy and you might end up with an oxygen tank. But no, your cousin's really not worried about that. He's like, damn. I wonder if you get more money. So are you all right? You getting enough money? Are you going to get some assistance from Social Security? Are you going to get some assistance over there from the place and this and this and that? Not because they care, but just to know what your resources are. To see what they can slide up in there. But you keep talking because they sound interested. So you keep talking because nobody else is listening to you. The doctor got other things to do. The clerk, the secretary, she got other things to do. You don't even know that you about to get billed up the wazoo. But because you got a third party payer, that person don't give a shit about you. They're really just trying to get to the big man, not realizing that they're using you as their slave to get to the big guy. She also doesn't know that she's about to collapse the practice because she's doing some fraudulent billing. And then the doctor's going to have to figure out some way how not to get audited. And hopefully he doesn't flirt with her before he finds out. Because now she can blackmail him and keep on doing this illegitimate billing all up under his practice, all up under his name. And what is his wife going to say? Consumerism. So now your cousin, he's paid attention and you really ain't said nothing and you really ain't got loose out the lips about your business. So your cousin say, okay, I got something bigger. You got a loan in your pocketbook. I got some friends that do some special stuff with papers. So now your cousin start really coming over your house because now your cousin is really trying to put a life insurance policy on you because you're going to check. I mean, you're falling apart and nobody really checks on you. I know because I'm always around, but I don't check on you either. So I know what's going and coming around you because it's me. Now I got to get a little closer to you because now I want to put these papers on you because I see you got 1 foot in and 1 foot out and I'm about to see what's going on with that cloud. So you see, consumerism has definitely changed the heart of Betty. Consumerism People consume of other people. People consume of other resources. People consume, consume, consume. Once they've consumed up all their avenues, all their roads, and all their bridges, they're coming to consume yours. What are you going to do? How many leaks do you have? Are you independent? Are you codependent? Do you really need people around, or do you really want people around? Do you have the option of sending them away? Now is not the time to play with yourself. You need to get your things in order. You need to have your resources. You need to store up. I'm not just saying in your pantry. I'm talking about in your mind, your heart, and your spirit. You're going to have some reserves. I notice y'all like what? Y'all like The Walking Dead. You like it when it's not you. But what if I told you because consumerism. It's funny because I'm the only one that never saw Squid Games. I also didn't have that damn Popeye sandwich. I was like, what in the hell in the world makes you go to another place? You get up, you put your clothes on, you put on maybe about $5 worth of products, soap, lotion, perfume, assuming that you do any of the hygienic stuff when you get up anyway, and you brush your teeth. Toothpaste is getting a bit expensive, but I'd rather have expensive toothpaste than be in the dentist for a long time. So here we go. Expensive. So you put on all this stuff, your clothes. Now, the outer layer clothes, it may cost, it may not. It really seems like the under things are getting more expensive than the over things. That's because the damn children have started wearing the underclothes as real clothes. Nobody sees this. I didn't like the Ethica era. Between the studs and the confused guys, I don't like Ethicas anymore. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Consumerism. We really have to fix these things because we're buying things and people are looking at us. This is how they market to us because we're buying things. But the thing about it is we also are marketing to ourselves because we're never happy. There's always more. Apple has basically taken advantage of that very concept. Before you can get comfortable with the buttons placement and the location on your next Apple phone, there's another one coming about, and they're giving it a concert. They're shooting flares out of it, and it looks like the phone is actually the entertainment. In a lot of cases, it is consumerism. You see, everything is getting eaten up and nothing is getting regenerated and nobody's actually satisfied, and then eventually nobody's really happy because consumerism. You keep running out. The packages get bigger, bulkier, but it's not that much stuff in it. You get bigger words, you get more chemtrails, you get more microplastics, you get more metals and things that you don't need metals for, but you've got to pay for metal. You know what? Consumerism. I'm listening to the fire trucks that are passing by, and I'm listening because it seems like around this time every other morning, I'm listening to an emergency crew. And everything is consumerism. Someone wants to get paid, right? So we know that the medical supply knows that these people are running up and down the road. So the gas is going to fluctuate because, hey, somebody's got to buy it. Once they get you to the point where you have to buy it, they can charge you whatever they want. Because if you don't have it, what you gonna do? I saw a Snicker for for almost $3 the other day. I swear to goodness, I'm going to start making my own. Okay? It's like we see it, but we keep going toward it like a moth to a flame. It's fired up, and we're so distracted that we keep going into. Someone just about has to walk up into you before you get consumed and wave before you, and so you could blink and say, oh, I was in too deep. I was about to receive consumption. I was about to be eaten up by my own lack of awareness. I'm not alert. I'm not seeing the thing that's going on right in front of me. Somebody needs to pay attention because consumerism. All right. Somebody went no contact. They were supposed to be no contact, but whoever the karmic is that you got took you out of no contact. All right. So you won the man, you won the woman, right? You won them. You got them from whoever you got them from. You stole them from whoever, right? You got them. But because this person that you basically manipulated out of a space that they actually voluntarily went to, and you coerced the situation to go in your way, now you're upset because you're not getting the target that you laid your eyes on. You saw it, you said, dang, I like how that's carrying on between them two. I want to be the second one. I want that person gone. I want to replace them. Okay, so it shouldn't be surprising that you didn't get the same person because you're not the same person. Some things don't transfer laterally, not unless you're of the same value. Now, I'm not going to say who's worth what and who's up and who's down, but some people are different. I remember one of the times that I found out that I'd been cheated on, and I looked at the woman, and I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? I was embarrassed. Not because I felt like she was better than me. It's because it was a downgrade. And if you have any worth or value about yourself, you're like, you went down? You didn't go up? I would have rather you fuck up, not down. Like, what the hell is going on? Some of the people that are willing to treat you bad don't like themselves. And sometimes they'll treat you bad because they're wondering why you like them. Some people are really disgusted with themselves. So a lot of times you cannot personalize why a person rejected you. This is why sometimes you don't need closure. A lot of us are hurt. A lot of us have been traumatized, been through things. We don't need to run around with all our things on our sleeves. Just know that the human experience is different for everybody. Everybody doesn't look like what they've been through. But should they? Why? Why do you want a person to look like what they've been through? In this life, the thing that tells you that you're doing right is getting through it and surviving and getting a bit better. Not breadcrumbing yourself through life and then getting so upset and so traumatized that you start consuming yourself. And this is what I was getting to. There are some people that have started consuming themselves. They want forever pity parties, and it's our responsibility to not enable that. Not anymore. We're losing space. We're losing space to the consumption. We're recycling human beings. Not to the greater, though. After they've gone through the work cycle, after they've gone through the school cycle, now you just put them through the spin cycle. You stop them from earning from themselves at a point in time when they are not able to wake up, and then you start earning off them, and next thing you know, that's their way of life. They'll have nothing and they'll be happy. Is that what you're saying? Because that's what happened. That's what it occurs to me. But I digress. Like I was saying about, you went no contact, and the karmic broke it. The way the karmic broke it was because she kept speaking the name of the person that she got you to leave. You went no contact. There's somebody that you didn't want to talk to anymore, somebody that you didn't want to see anymore, but the family member came straight through the door and said, hey, have you seen so and so? Hey, here's a pic. But you went no contact, and the karmics broke it. It is your responsibility to continue the no contact. You're supposed to stay away from temptation. If someone can just walk through the door and derail your plans, then it is not their fault. Even though they did present the temptation, it is still for you not to touch the fire. Did you not realize that it was hot and that it does burn? Some of us are in danger because someone won't shut up. Someone keeps bringing up your name, bringing up your picture. Someone keeps trying to antagonize, using you as the bait, using you as the antagonist. Someone is using you as a catalyst to get what they want, to push their will, to push their way, to push someone out, to push someone in themselves. Someone is giving unwanted contact that has no business meddling in such affairs. The karmic that you date, the relationship karmic, man or woman, they're only doing that because they want to see how much you love them. They want to see, are you willing to hurt another person to prove your love to them? If not, they want to see you hurt yourself to prove your love to them. This is why they're waving temptation in front of your face, because they know. This is reverse psychology. They know. They have to make you feel guilty about wanting to go back to a place that they coerced you from. So if they can make it as negative as possible, they'll give you a point that you feel like you have to prove. And that's up to you, or whether or not you feel like you have to prove it. But you tell yourself you're grown and you're in control, and people don't tell you what to do. Yet, if they toy with your feelings and your emotions just enough, they can goad you into any place. And that's what it looks like when someone is in control of you. They don't even have to be direct. They can come around and circumvent you in any way. These are the traits of a master manipulator. It can be reverse psychology, direct psychology, hypnosis, whatever. They're really good at getting something out of you that you really didn't want to give away. And 9 times out of 10, you really didn't want to give it, and you wouldn't have given it to them, but they know a special sort of skills. They know how to get it out of. I know a butt ugly woman that can take your man because she know how to keep effing talking. I know her. Baby, she got a good success rate. So any one of y'all thinking that it's all about the looks, it ain't. So for them real, arrogant, narcissistic females that think it's all about being the beauty queen and all that kind of stuff. No, no, no. If you got to be in a person's face to evoke feelings, yeah, you ain't that. Because I'm telling you, this woman ain't easy on the eyes, but she can take them. So you have to pay attention on what's going on and what you hold invaluable. I done seen quite a few very attractive men with women that other women would say, ew. But that's not your woman. You ain't got to be with her. You don't know how she speak to him. That is what's called a soul tie. That is what's called a communication. Some people don't look like they supposed to be together, but that's none of your business. That's the first rule of it. One, that's none of your business. You don't know how a person's heart skips, beats, reverberate. You don't know how a person changes a person's sleep, how they eat, how they digest. It's about how you feel on the inside. Yeah, we get so caught up on the outside, and that's consumerism. But if we were at, this is how you see two homeless people in love together and together forever, because it's not always about what's on the outside. Consumerism. Some people just match on the inside. This is why when you see people together, unless they are hurting each other, you need to stop meddling. You need to be okay. Some people need to start learning how to be happy for other people, not hurting one another. It's like, as long as it's like you want to be the only one. And there's a lot of people like this. They want to be the only ones treated right, the only ones looked at and adored, the only ones celebrated, the only ones. But this is a vast, vast world with lots and lots of things to look at, like, and experience. It is impossible and delusional to feel as though you're going to take 90 to 100% of the attention in every arena that you come into. It would actually be more acceptable for you to actually think about just experiencing the situation way before you even think about being considered or even noticed. Some people you really don't want noticing you. Honestly. Because they'll never look away. I've experienced that. There are strangers right now that I wish I never met, and they wish they never met me, and I'm glad about that. But I wish I never met, because had you never laid eyes on me, you would have never started pursuing me unreasonably and against my will. So there are some things, but like I said, somebody broke your no contact, expecting you to do something silly, expecting you to go back to things that no longer serve you, and expecting you to stay where you are constantly being goaded. So the karmic gets upset that one day they go back, one day they answer the phone, one day they go to the house, one day they go to the job, and you're no longer there. Because you've caught on to the karmic, that the karmic does triangulate you with things to make you hold on to them tighter. They start arguments because they have to evoke emotion in you. It does not matter whether you're mad or not. As long as you are upset, at least for the next 24 hours at them. Because if you're so consumed with what they did and how they act and what it always that, you have no time to move on. You have no time to think about yourself. You have no time to replenish. You have no time to sleep. Even when you close your eyes, you'll think about that argument or that stupid girl or that stupid guy. And why did they have to do that? And why did they show up? And you've been doing right and you haven't been looking at your ex and you kept your word, and they're always pushing back against you. Yes, you did. I think you still be over there. I think y'all still talking. You still got him texting. I think you came over here. This, that, and the third. And the whole time, you really let that person go. But they keep bringing them up. So now you got two different minds. You're thinking about the argument, and you're thinking about going back to the person who you tried to destroy to get to the person who's currently destroying you. And now your decision seems not so good. The grass wasn't greener on the other side. But the thing about it now is you've been replaced with a thing called peace. Sometimes it's with another person, but peace, you really can't content with a person's peace. You left, you got up, you upset the place. You took your things, you left the bed unbalanced. The other side has been cold for a while and now it smells fresh. It smells like fresh linen and a softener sheet or my favorite snacks or cologne, whatever it is, male or female, someone left your life thinking that they had it all worked out. You were nothing at the moment, and it was okay for you to console yourself at the time. And now this person is thinking about disturbing your peace. Once again, you thought you were at peace together. They decided that they had somewhere that was exciting to be because the thrill was on. So they decided to upset a whole entire environment to go and give to this person because they said, I want you to leave, homeboy. I'm trying to leave out. So you tear up your whole home, your whole house. Your kids are looking at you like, I don't know what's going on here. But you had to go because you had someone who was fighting with you. You are so thirsty that you think that a person's desperation to upset your peaceful environment was attractive. They made me feel wanted and needed. For what? So you go over there and the person lets you go because why fight with a person that already has made up their mind? You let them go. You didn't say toodaloo. Actually, you didn't say anything at all. So they felt validated in their choice to go because that person is very boisterous. I want you to come over here. I'm bored. Or I'm trying to get some forget homeboy. And at that moment, that bravado, and the fact that they were willing to ignorantly destroy what you had already established, you went over there and you had all the fun and all the thrills. But when the thrills wore off, in the moments that were supposed to be just as peaceful as the place that you just left, you realize that the quiet don't hit the same. The shower don't hit the same. The soap don't hit the same. The walk down the hall, if there's a hall at all, don't hit the same. But you went over there for the excitement, the adrenaline, the chase, the thrill. And now that you don't have to chase it anymore, it's just constant chaos. It just seems to never calm down. It's always nerve-wracking. But you need sleep for work the next day. And the clothes are never taken out of the dryer or the washer. And your feet seem to be seasoned. But you decided that you like the thrill of things. You like the thrill of waking up and not knowing where your feet are going to land or what it's going to land on. You like playing Russian roulette with the refrigerator. Sometimes the light. You don't know if it's going to turn on, or you don't know if something's going to be in there. You don't know if there's always going to be gas or gas money or replacement. You don't know. It's not that you went over there to take care of the person, because that's not what was on your mind. You went over there because they said they were bored. You went over there for the fun times. You went over there for the thrill. But now there's bills. Now there's life. Now there's circumstances. Now the place got to be clean. Bills got to be paid. Groceries got. And you came over there for the thrill. You left something that was already established. It was kind of working without a lot of argument and back and forth. But you got bored. You got bored with the peace that you were able to get. You got bored with the long quiets that seemed to happen when nothing was happening that needed to happen. There wasn't always a lot of emergencies, but you weren't playing Russian roulette with the refrigerator nor the light bill. You weren't playing Russian roulette with a lot of things because you knew when it was going to happen, what was going to happen, who was going to do it. You were even really good at participating in it until somebody came about and they made you feel as though That was a boring life you were living. Oh, you're just going to go home with him like you do every day? Oh, you're going to go home with her like you do every day and eat your little food and sit on your little couch and watch your shows? But the same person wants them to do the same thing over their house, because what's going to be different? Except the company. And then it sets in that you left for thrills and a maybe. You left for something that you weren't really invested in, but they made it seem so fun over there. But then you remember that you're an adult, and adults don't have fun all the time because fun costs a lot of money. Consumerism. You had a partner. Maybe you weren't rich, but you weren't struggling and you weren't guessing every other day. But you liked the thrills. Pause, put that to the side. There's a female that's upset she got used. Once she felt used, she got pregnant. Give me a second. The guy was excited to be with her because she had a way to get money. She knew how to get money. She said, come with me. We're going to get money. I'm going to show you this money. He got happy. He seen the money. He seen the materialism things. The thing about the thing is, when you see money, all money ain't good money, especially when you don't know where it's coming from. You don't know how a person got it. And even if you do know how a person got it, you don't know how they keep it. You don't know how they keep it regenerated. So what happened was, when they met, she had these big ideas and she could go get money. She never told him exactly how she was getting that money, but he was happy to spend it with her because she was very, 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 very generous. That's the thing about when you get money that's not yours. Sometimes when you get money that's not yours, you get generous with it. So sometimes you have to pay attention and ask person, where is this money coming from? Because that's how people get RICO charges and become co-defendants. So, when he met the girl, she looked like she had a bag. So he was like, ooh, I like the girl. She looks expensive. My person makes regular money. We don't have bills to pay. We're good. Our credit is good. Nothing bad is happening here. But this person waved temptation in my face. I'm leaving you. I'm leaving the child. I'm leaving everything that we are comfortable with because this person makes me feel alive. Be careful with that. So you go, and the girl is getting the money. She's getting the money. She's having fun. Oh, you marry me and I'm going to give us the best life and we're going to have some money, this, that, and the third. And not that the guy don't got his own money, not that the guy don't have his own job, but the thing about it is he saw the temptation and he ran over there because the girl said, yeah, I'm going to do this, that, and the third, that, and the third. Well, some things happen. Shit hit the fan. The money slowed down. Now the man is looking at her and he's looking at her like a liability and not a lick no more. She sees this. She peeps the reduce in energy. And what she says to him is, why you acting like you don't love me? Why you acting like you don't want to be with me no more? Truthfully, she knew what it was, but she's going to try to play bit because of the simple fact she won't admit, even though she calls everybody else weak, her little heart is out there. That little heart is out there. She feels as though because she broke so much bread that you should be at least loyal because she did hold you down. That's why you don't want people to hold you down, and you also don't want to fall in love. I don't want to be down anywhere. Anything that doesn't uplift me and make me free, leave me be. Anyway, like I said, now she's upset because she feels as though she's put her life in danger. She's put her life in peril because she felt as though she had gotten you locked in by giving you. Nothing told her that if the money should ever slow down, that you would decide that you wanted to calm down and you wanted to take things easy and you might need some space all of a sudden. Now she's desperate and upset because you used her. You used her for her resources. You used her for her skills. You used her for everything that she brought to you. and allowed you to access on her. And she got a bit upset because she felt as though she had purchased your loyalty. Did it not occur to her that you were an opportunist when you left the place that you had no reason to leave to go and be with her? These are the things that I don't think people tell themselves. How you get them is usually how you lose them. So it didn't occur to you that this was an opportunist. And that she used the opportunity of the highs, and now you're feeling low. And now you can't go back. So now you have to go forward. And now she does too. Thing about it is your pull-out game is weak, so now she's pregnant. And in her mind, that is a great incentive for you to stay. But in your mind, that is a great incentive for you to go and to start thinking at least about condoms. I mean, at least that's what I've heard you guys do. As soon as you guys realize that you didn't pull out, you at least tell yourself you should think about condoms the next time. Whether you do it or not, I don't know. But now she's pregnant, so now she's got to think about it. If I get rid of the baby, there's an opportunity for money if I keep the baby. But if I get rid of the baby, I can't keep the person. But why would you want to keep an opportunist? And why would you want to keep a person that would get you pregnant that left a whole nother person that didn't do nothing to them? Case closed, move that over. This is what I want to talk to you about. Why y'all running around getting pregnant in 2026 when these niggas DL? They figured out that they can actually have somebody pretend to be a whole woman and they don't have to pull out of them. So these men don't want to pay for nothing. They don't want to do anything. They will leave you with a kid. Don't matter. I love my baby. I always wanted a junior. Your ass. Sure, it feels good to make them. But then what you do for the next 18 years. Or the 10 months that you've got to carry it, because that's an inconvenience. You've got to make sure you have a baby you have a baby by a person that at least is going to rub your feet. Because you can't get any massages while you're pregnant by anything that isn't human. You can't get into a massage chair. You can't use a massager because you might incite premature things happening. And the way that these guys are being more narcissistic and closing their eyes, turning a blind eye, turning a blind ear. I'm not saying all, but what I'm saying is anyone who is rushing to go and procreate right now really needs to sit down and have a long consideration with themselves. There's not a lot of sheltering for their eyes, their innocence, their purity. We have a lot of men running around that have not been nurtured, have not been raised right, or have been done very dirtily, and they don't mind passing that whole thing on to anybody at any age. The men are not safe from themselves. They are being preyed on. The straight men especially. The straight race, period. We are not fucking safe. We have people camouflaging to come and deal with us. Y'all literally switching out parts to confuse the situation. So anybody rushing, and I'm not trying to shame you for being pregnant. Every baby is a blessing if you go forward in such a way. But what I'm saying to you is to be rushing to procreate right now in a situation where things are not okay. The lines are so dang blurred. What is his name? Paula Patton's husband. I can't even think about this man. It was about to come out of my mouth, and I can't say his name. Robin Thicke. Blurred lines. It's like every line has been blurred too heavily. We have too many transgender men operating in the women's space. So it's very risque right now to even go forward with the whole entire thing, knowing that you could be left for a person who can actually do the Mr. Potato thing and switch out any freaking body part. It's like the ultimate fantasy to these perverts. First clue, porn. Second clue, they've got what? A guap machine. They've got a hand towel situation going at home. They've got the dolls. Things have turned a lot inhumane lately, to the point where our kids are on the front line now. Like, they're going straight direct at them. They've been doing it for a while under the guise of, I'm not even going to say, but you know what I'm saying. You understand? So we've got to get more focused. Right now, we need to really think about how we're relating to each other. Sure, we have flesh. Sure, there's temptation. Sure, we are human. Sure, we're not perfect. But we can try every day to be a little bit better. We can try to focus, keep someone safe, keep the kids away from the predators, keep ourselves away from the predators, both men and women. We are being preyed on. They want us off balance. Get your stuff together. Love is out there for some of us. It is. It's going to be a balancing thing. And you're going to have to know when love is no longer there and love has faded. And you're going to have to learn how to be okay with it. Gone are the days where people just went back, hit the reset button. Want to know why? Because everybody has a freaking family every damn where. Let's go back to that. Let's reduce the amount of baby making. And let's line up with who in the hell is related to who. We haven't figured that out. We still crossing lines. We haven't figured that out. 23andMe, all these genealogy studies, they did two things. Some of it was good, some of it was bad, because we allowed other people to gather the information for us, not knowing what that information could do against us in our bloodlines. We also had to realize that there were things done to the line of Henrietta Lacks. There were things done to other people coming forward. All cultures have gone through the, what do you call that thing when the surgeon scrapes you and takes a sample? Look, I've got so many words in here, sometimes I can't help it that some of them just boot out for a second or two. Not that. Biopsy. Everybody has had somewhat of a biopsy. Even when you're first born, they scrape something, they take some of your stuff and they send it through whatever they send it through, right? So a lot of the time you have to pay attention to how our information is being banked. They're not putting these data centers up for no reason. So we have to be aware of what's going on around us. We all saw Terminator. We saw Demolition Man. We saw The Machine. We saw all these things. Yet we're still acting as though entertainment is the most important thing and we don't have other things that we need to look at. Yes, entertainment is great. I love to clean up and listen to music. I love having things in the background playing when I'm getting other things done. But when you sit down and you let the thing consume you to the point where you never get anything done, you never go forward, you never move forward, you never produce anything, we need a whole new set of creators. We need a whole new set of leaders. We need a whole new set of doers. We need a whole new set of builders. And the reason why we need them is because we need people who are going to do the job, who are going to stay the mission, who are going to stay the course, who are not going to be derailed so easily. We've had too many people come up saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And the minute they get a decent check, that whole mission goes out of the window. Some people get in a room of money they've never been into, and you see them change immediately. Some people gradually. Some people, they do it at different levels. And for the safest of us, some people have consistency. They don't change. No situation fluctuates them. Those are the people that we need more of. We need more stand up, stand the line, stay the line people. We have too many people that can be swayed. And this is why we are in the current situation that we're in now. Temptation has definitely taken over. It's become the normalization. Oh, if I place this bet for $10,000, it's very tempting that I might get $1 million. It's very tempting that I might get 100. But it's playing Russian roulette with your life, your bills, your wife, your kids, your food, your way of anything. You are tempted to take a risk with everything. Life's a gamble already. You going to sleep, you're not guaranteed to wake up. You breathing in, you're not guaranteed to breathe out. Life's already a gamble. Y'all just keep wanting to raise the stakes for what? Entertainment. It's like now we got pocket coliseums. They no longer have to distract us with the gladiator fights. We are in a constant fight for every damn thing. And that is the gamble. Somebody broke something that they needed. Yeah, somebody broke something that they needed. Pencil, equipment, a light, a glass. Somebody broke something that they needed. Karen, Jasmine, Ricky. Rashad, Daquan. Chanel, Shanae, Maria, Mariah. Makai, Micah. Tammy. Angie, Angela. Reginald, Reggie. Okay, where am I headed? My Psalms 80. So smooth. I love this hat. Okay, so Psalms 80. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to you. Happy birthday to my Leos. I'm so happy that you are here. I'm glad to see you once again. We have come together in great bliss and congregation. Okay, so I've been talking about life lessons and life situations. I have not done any tarot. I will be doing the tarot this morning. Okay, so Psalms 80. Give ear, O shepherd of Israel, thou that leadest Joseph like a flock. Thou that dwellest between the cherubims, shine forth. Before Ephraim and Benjamin and Manasseh, stir up thy strength and come and save us. Turn us again, O God, and cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. O Lord God of hosts, how long wilt thou be angry against the prayer of thy people? Thou feedest them with the bread of tears, and givest them tears to drink in great measure. Thou makest us to strife unto our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves. Turn us again, O God of hosts, and cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt, thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. Thou preparedst the room before it, and didst cause it to take deep root, and it filled the land. The hills were covered with the shadow of it, and the thoughts thereof were like the goodly cedars. She sent out her boughs unto the sea, and her branches unto the river. Why hast thou broken them down, her hedges, so that all they which pass by the way do pluck her? I'm sorry, I'm thinking. The boar out of the wood doeth waste it, and the wild beast of the field doeth devour it. Return, we beseech thee, O God of hosts, look down from heaven, and behold, and visit this vine. A wooded area of wild animals, really wild animals, like somebody went to on a not a retreat. Somebody went hunting. Okay. Return, we beseech thee, O God of hosts, look down from heaven, and behold, and visit this vine, and the vineyard which thy right hand hath planted, and the branch that thou madest strong for thyself. It is burned with fire, it is cut down, they perish at the rebuke of thy countenance. Let thy hand be upon the man of thy right hand, upon the Son of Man, whom thou madest strong for thyself. So will not we go back from thee. Quicken us, and we will call upon thy name. Turn us again, O Lord God of hosts, cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. Selah, so be it, so let it be. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Okay, so this I usually don't try to pre-read the passage, right? We read it in passing, but if you pre-read it, it makes it current, right? So it's about the leader, because it's talking about Joseph, and it's about the people who we hold in high honor. Okay, right now it's about the people who we hold in high honor, the people who we trust, the people whose opinions, the people whose things that we trust. Should we trust them? Ask yourself. Now, can you trust yourself? Ask yourself. So it's about holding people in high honor and taking for granted the things that they would say to you, thinking that they would say things to you that were not of benefit to them, and thinking that they were only for your greater good. This is what you cannot do, is allow a person to be on a pedestal by default, because that's who that is, because that's the owner of this, or that's the leader of that, or that's the, just because they have found their place in the world does not mean that they necessarily want the same for you, have the same desires, or even that they care. Those are things that we take for granted. Some of us walk past our family members, our children, our neighbors, people that we are able to actually reach out and touch in reality, to go and embrace the experience of a stranger who does not know you. There are people right now who have never known you, never seen your face, never known your name, will never see your kids, will never take care of your kids, will never invest in your kids. And you respect them, their family, their space, their privacy, their kids, more than the people that are right there in your 5-mile radius. You would readily send a superstar $5 than the person down the street who you know is hungry. This is where we live. You watch TikTok to give to strangers, not knowing that they could be using that same exact money to invest in tearing you down. But because they are people that you don't know intimately, you take your support and your energy and your resources for granted. There are men that walk past their wife and their kids. They walk past a fridge. They walk past some trash. And they go and spend hours on social media or in parlors, massage parlors, casinos, bars, everywhere. And the money that should be given to the household, the women and the children, does get redistributed because consumerism. So you see, we have a lot to align with. We have a lot that we should be doing. We have a lot to redistribute. Because consumerism. Did you see the people who got locked up for the boosting the other day, and then they found out that there was so much more going on with that situation than the boosting? I think I covered that months ago. It starts off like a Klondike bar thing. I'm grabbing the tarot now. I heard something go. Everybody say hi to the amethyst. This is my small one, but yeah. So making sure that you're doing your cleanses, you're charging your crystals, and you are speaking positivity, right? Setting your intentions in the most positive way possible. I don't suggest you send anything out to anyone. What I tell you about it, you put your hands in stuff, you have to pay, all right? All I ask is that you protect yourself. I have no business in your business. All your business is yours. All I'm saying is protect yourself, cleanse yourself. Protect yourself, cleanse yourself, especially if you're going to be on this page. I do understand that there are some karmics that do watch me and they still have the same intentions that they had from the beginning, and that's just fine. I'm totally fine with you being the way you are. You got to be okay with the way I am. I'm going to protect myself, okay? I don't do no dark magic. I love the Lord and he loves me. However, I do get a kick out of the effort. Okay. It's trivial. So, I think I wrote this October 11th to 2025. I actually put the date on it. Sometimes I put the date on it because you don't know. People be trying to copy your stuff. I wrote that first. Me and you don't even think the same. So it would be impossible without you trying to copy something and put it out there before I put it out there. But the great thing about this is it's very spiritual to keep enjoying the writing, the practice of writing and being attached to the words you use. Okay. What would you do for a basic fish? I don't know. Let's make a list. Tuck your tongue and then get hit. I don't know. You're a basic bitch. What would you do for a basic bitch? I don't know. You can get some dick. You can hang with some stale ass chicks. Smoke loud and flick my bit. What can you do as a basic bitch? Patch your weave and spit hot shit. Tell your man he can't handle it. Then pretend you can hit a split. What can you do as a basic bitch? Order food and boost some kicks. Tell your mom let you hit a lick. Share a dude let you have your pick. What can you do as a basic bitch? Not a damn thing, I be lit. Read a damn book, pop my shit. Be a pretty girl, I'm legit. What would you do for a basic? I wrote this last year. It was funny then and it's funny now. I actually found a freestyle beat to put with it. Where's that? Don't feel like scrolling through the whole audio scroll. So, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We've got the Astro Matrix out here. I haven't started a Zodiac yet. If you'd like to make a suggestion, now is your time. I am about to get ready for the Zodiac. I am going to start shuffling. You are free to put your input in the next few seconds so that I can see where we're at. What Zodiac signs do I have in attendance this morning? If you'd like, you can enter it into the chat right now, either by way of emoji or just go on and just put your zodiac. Come on, let's see. I'm shuffling now. Right now, it looks like there's some dark energy. Not too bad. Just some people determined. Some people a little scorned. Some people a little traumatized. Thinking about some of the things that were said this morning and thinking about how it applies to them and how it relates. I understand there will be a little bit of dark thoughts. Somebody might get slapped if somebody thinks too hard about it. Don't do that. Temperance. Okay. All right. So, Leo it is. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Or just go on and share to the algorithm because somebody needs some straightening. All right, all right. Okay, we're going to change up our rhythm today. Wow. Scorpio? That? Somebody is transforming. Somebody's actually getting an upgrade. Somebody's gifts have increased. I know I've been going through ascension symptoms. I've seen a few kids, actually more than a couple kids, going through some ascension symptoms. They didn't know. Their moms didn't know, or nobody explained it or said anything out loud. But I have seen it. There are some people going through ascension symptoms. Some are getting moles. Some are getting more beauty marks. Some, their skin is getting a lot better. We see some hair increases. We see some people, their eyes. Now, that's one thing that's big with the eyes. Some people, a lot of us, we wear contacts because spiritual reasons, for a lot of reasons. If you know, you know. But other than that, some of us have gotten a shade or two lighter or a shade or two darker, depending on which side of the situation you are on. There were body upgrades. Some of us actually woke up to a nice body upgrade, and I'm not talking about no surgery either. Sometimes the good Lord will give you the body that you've always wanted. He's just waiting for you to get rid of the karmic weight. He's waiting for your cortisol levels to even out so that he can recode your DNA and help you heal yourself a lot faster. You can't heal. You know, when you go to surgery, they say if you're around a lot of smoke, you're going to heal slower. If you're doing something that's going to slow down the regeneration and the building of cells, you're going to heal a lot slower. So if your body is so busy trying to digest karmic energy, then it can't turn in and on itself and start to heal itself. This is why as soon as you realize you're in a toxic situation, in a toxic collaboration, in a toxic environment, you've got to get out of there because your body can't focus on what it needs to focus on. Your body is always going to be on defense. It can't look in. This is like a person that always eats, even if they're skinny. If you never give yourself at least 4 to 5 hours of fasting, you're putting your body into overdrive. This is how a person who looks perfectly fit ends up having cancer and diabetes and things of that nature, is because your body needs some kind of calibration. Have you ever gone to the computer? The computer is not responding when you press the button the first time, but then you press it 5 more times quick in succession, and then next thing you know, the computer does a bunch of stuff that you don't understand, and then it's out of control, and then it stops. Well, some of us are requiring way too much processing from our bodies. We're putting ourselves under too much stress, under too much duress. In the beginning of the time, they were sitting in the woods. They barely had any clothes on, and they were happy. They had to go out and hunt and forage for food every day, but they was happy. There wasn't no money. All the kids was there. The kids was fat and flourishing. The wives were happy. The husbands were home. They left out. They went in the woods for days, sometimes weeks. They came back happy together. They bonded. Whatever happened, they ain't talk about it. Came back. The women ain't talk about what was going on, or then they did. Whatever happened, everybody was happy. Wasn't no damn money. I ain't saying I want to go back to all that. What I'm saying is, it was a simpler time. Okay, Leo. Full of Wands, Five of Swords, Hierophant, 5-5. We got 14 Temperance. Something I just said, like maybe not even too long ago. We've got to pay attention to how we are reacting to these things, because these things are putting us into poverty. If you go to jail, you pay the private thing. You go to court, you got to pay a lawyer. The bailiff gets paid. The courts get paid. The judge get paid. You come out, you're thirsty, you're going to need to go to the store. They get paid. Everybody gets paid. There's plenty of money going around. How are you going to get yourself satisfied to where the point where you don't put yourself in a situation where you have to overextend? And this is the issue. A lot of people want to be expensive. They don't want to be valuable. The most valuable people around are not walking around in the latest nothing. They don't give a damn about that Apple phone. The people who are really happy and actually gets to the bag, they're not really into consumerism as much as you think. But they'll watch exactly what you buy over and over and over again and never get any goddamn wear. And I'm gonna buy stock in it too. Because you mean to tell me you're willing to spend your money on this over and over again every single year? It don't even really change that much, but you got to have it. People die over it. I'm going to buy stock in that. And then I'm going to proceed to never buy any of that shit, because what the hell got you hooked onto it? I don't want it. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, even though some of you do, Jordans. The lace wigs. I haven't the slightest idea why y'all still charging a whole bunch of money to glue hair on some other hair. I'm talking about the whole entire wig. Now, if you doing weaves and quick weaves and you doing sew-ins and you actually using some skills, yeah. But I can't see you charging no more than $50 for a braid down and lace front. Now the styling, yeah, we can charge some money for that, but you gluing down, you're doing some shit that the kids do at school, down there at the school, after they use them safety scissors and learn how to cut a curve. You ain't doing nothing but playing with paste. But consumerism. And this is why I always ask, is this expensive or is this valuable? Some of us can't keep a dollar because we have to keep up with the Joneses. Some of us would be a lot further had we not decided that we needed that extra, or we had to have what that person has. That's the best way to get a person to get something and go out of their way, is to look real happy with something that makes you miserable. And now you and that other person, you're both, yeah, I got it. And they're like, yeah, I got it. And both y'all won't admit that that shit is too expensive and it's breaking y'all back. So now both y'all sit down on y'all lawns, unhappy than a motherfucker, but smiling still the same. Yep, I like my new truck. That's what's up. Every time you say you like your new truck, you think about how much you pay in just car bills before you even get to that damn house y'all had to have. $1,200 in automobile fees. The mortgage like $3,000. This little ugly kid that you don't know if you like from day to day, but it looked like you, so I guess it's okay. They expensive too. They might need braces. But you live in the American dream. Yeah. Yeah. It could have all been so simple. All right, Leo. So, your foundation, your 5 of swords, your 5 Hierophant. Now the wands. You're building something, or whatever you've built, you celebrated a lot, but now you're in the 5 of swords, and it looks like you've had to do a lot of battling to keep whatever it is afloat. So it's something about you fighting tooth and nail, and it seems like you're fighting to the bare, to down to grit and stone about this business. The wheel of fortune dropped. It just dropped. So something about this is changing the trajectory of your life. Hopefully it's going for the good, but right now this don't look too great. Okay, Leo. Four of Wands, Aries, energy, Five of Swords, Aquarius, Five Hierophant, Taurus. Okay, so you're being stubborn about something. It's something that you won't change, something you won't look at differently, a perspective. It's something because you're sitting here and hold up. Let me just read for a second because, okay, it's something you trying to hold off. It's like you standing in the way of something. Being competitive, having immense ambition. Gambling energy. Whatever it was a wager. And I really feel as though something about this, you're trying to hold off on either paying a debt or collecting one. It's one or the other. I want to say it's paying a debt, but it could be collecting, or it could be both. I could be talking to more than one Leo energy. I have Leo, Aries, Aquarius, and I have Taurus. Somebody's looking to collect. It's something about their business. If they don't get this money, they won't be able to save their business. Their celebration, their foundation, somebody celebrated too early. You know how somebody makes a deal and then everybody is like, okay, this person, every time they make the deal, it's guaranteed. So everybody's kind of trusting this person. That goes back to what I was saying. Somebody trusts somebody because they do something or they see them do something, not realizing that there's a lot that goes on behind the scene. That's a lot of things that people take for granted. You only go by things from what you see. You don't know what happens in the background. Who's got to get paid? Who are the moving pieces? Who's got to get called? Who's got to get moved? Who's got to move around? You understand? So it's something like this. Somebody doesn't know what this person is really into, but they playing with somebody money. Somebody money being played with and they don't like it. Somebody's in danger. Okay? Somebody need to keep their head on a swivel. Somebody might walk up on you, pop up on you, jump out on you. Somebody playing with somebody's bread in their foundation. You can take that as it resonates, or you can take it as somebody played with the money and the foundation. Somebody fucked up the church's money. All right, Leo, that was you. We're going to say do some spiritual cleansing, some cord cutting, but also you need to do some auditing on yourself and see who's around you, and listen to who's asking questions and what kind of questions they are. Pay attention to body language as you answer these questions. Somebody's going to be asking some weird ass questions, and your answers going to determine something. Somebody playing with somebody's money. Somebody's playing with somebody's livelihood, and they don't like that. They might not look like the type that would get at you. They might even, it might be even done purposely. You're not going to know who is going to be, what is going to look like the person that's coming around. But somebody wants to collect. Somebody's foundation, they're not able to celebrate until this situation is over. Somebody's not happy. All work and no fun. All work and no play. All work and no play. Be careful with going to social gatherings at this time. Even if a person is smiling and laughing in your face, they not playing. It's something going on. It's something serious. It's a serious undertone. 5 plus 5 is 10. Plus 4 is 14, which is temperance, which is 5. There's going to be a lot of unexpected changes. Protect your neck. It's something going on. It's something in the air. I can feel it. When you step out on your step, before you go out, pray. Protect yourself. It's something going on. You're almost instinctively going to know it. You're going to look at them, you're going to see them, and you're going to know it. You're going to feel it. You might even feel pulling in your where your pooch will be at. Even for a man, even if it's a man, you're going to feel pulling in your gut. It's going to be, you're going to start noticing that you have gut intuition. It's not women's intuition. Women's intuition is a bit deeper, but it's going to be a gut feeling for you. It's going to be a sinking feeling, and you're going to know. Somebody don't need to go, period. Somebody's going to call you, and it's going to be an attempt to lure you somewhere else. Either you take somebody with you or you don't go. Your best bet will be to don't go. Okay, Leo, that was you. Is something going on in your energy? You could look at the cards. You could look at the energy yourself. I would like for you to look at it. You see it? This is the business. You know, business don't have no love. It's stuff got to go on in the business. You see this card, right? And you see this. That's the foundation. Something dangerous. Pay attention to your loved ones at this time. School shopping. You're going to be in crowded places, especially if you have to go out shopping. You're going to be in places where there are times for distraction, where there'll be crowds and stampedes of people. Be careful if you have to go into malls. I would more so stick to strip malls or stores with, you go straight out into the parking lot. I wouldn't be wanting to walk through no big buildings at this time, where you gotta go get where there's a long extended toward an exit. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this to give you a heads up and make you alert. Okay, Leo? This felt a little different. This isn't, and I'm usually the bubbliest, but this Leo reading, this feels a bit pressure. If you have any Leo in your chart, do not take any of this for granted. If you have any of this signs in your chart, just be aware. If you don't feel safe, call 911 or the person who comes through for you, like 911. Four of Wands, Five of Swords, Hierophant, Aries, Aquarius, Taurus. 455. Somebody had 455 or 554. Somebody could be 54. Somebody could be 45. Somebody could be 55. Somebody could be 44. May the 4th, March the 5th. Aries, Gemini, Taurus. Aquarius, Aries, Leo. This is Leo. A lot of bravado. It's something, it's an energy here. It's something sneaky going on. It's something very, very sneaky going on. And just be careful with getting your packages, receiving them. You might want to send them to the outside place so that you can get your packages. You might want to send them to a store, inspect your packages. or distract and don't leave out that day. Make sure you're like right there up on it. It's something about the element of surprise. That's what I'm trying to see. But it's something like, you know how somebody does something real big to your left, so it distracts you, and then something happens on your right, something like that, like opposite sides. It's something like that. Somebody's about to cross somebody. Somebody's about to cross somebody. Okay. Yeah. My bad here. Just went off. Somebody's about to backstab somebody. Somebody's about to cutthroat backdoor somebody. And it ain't Santa. Okay, that was the Leo reading. My stomach. The Hierophant came back out. It's business. Something is business. It's not personal. It's business. Somebody don't got no emotions, so if you think you about to cry your way out or explain your way out or reason your way out, they don't care. All right. The Hierophant is back out here. High Priestess is out here too. We're in Virgo. 10 of Cups. Oh my gosh. We got the 17, which is the star right now. And Virgo. Taurus, business. High Priestess, intuition. Knowing but not telling. 10 of Cups, wish fulfillment. Okay, somebody's about to get their business. Somebody is about their business. Oh my gosh. Leo, there's a Virgo, Taurus, Pisces situation that's getting out of control. This is wish fulfillment, and somebody else's situation is starting to finally settle. This is a completion. Somebody's getting wish fulfillment. Somebody's getting completion as the business moves on to where it needs to be concentrated at. Chosen Ones Collective, you're free to handle yours. You intuitively know that none of it had nothing to do with you. You just got sucked into everybody's things. That lets you know how valuable you are, that everybody in the world is speaking your name in rooms that you are not even in. You are free to handle your business. You are responsible for the information that you do know. You are accountable for your things as the high priest, high priestess in your life. You're responsible for loving yourself. You are responsible for handling your business. So when somebody say it's business, you know. Because when it's your business, that's how you handle yours. Your wish fulfillment was to go back into your respective mode of hustle. Hustle, 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 hard. Okay, Virgo. Somebody's back. Ten of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Virgo, Taurus, Pisces. This is your big one. You are now the star. You are the star. You are the star in your life. You are the main character. You're giving main character energy. You have a plan. You have a fan. And you're going to keep going. Yes, you have experience. You know what these things are like. You're great at navigating things. You have the power. You have the ability. No one can block your ascension. Keep going. This looks beautiful. 5 plus 2 plus 10. That is 17, which is the star. This is awesome. Someone is self-actualized. Someone has actually come into their purpose. Congratulations, Virgo. Virgo, Taurus, Pisces energy. Doesn't have to be the sign. It is all about the personality traits and energy. If you are in alignment in such a way to where you're about to handle this unbiased, you have judgment, you have humility, you have strength, you have resilience. You also know when to stop talking. You know how to control information. Do you know how important that is in networking? That could either be your strength or your weakness. Your ability to file and compartmentalize information. Also, with you being so straight in your posture, you not folding for just anything. People just can't come up and throw things at you and you consider them. You have a code, you have a standard, you have morals, you have a mission. So who I'm talking to now, they can't really be swayed. There's nothing you could do. There is no ransom, no bribe, no nothing. If that ain't what's in their alignment, if that wasn't what they thought, if that wasn't in their manifestation, they're going to ask, who sent you? Why are you here? Who are you? They're going to test the spirit. And this is beautiful. Let no one enter into your homes and your coffers. Don't let no one unless you test the spirit. I don't give a darn if it's the little kid down the street. They be jacked up too. They coming out the womb on it, okay? So you better, don't you get caught up about little Timmy and them. You remember Dennis the Menace. Hey, Mr. Wilson! He used to be like, oh my God. Oh my God. That little butt was bad as hell. We didn't know that he was being helicopter parented. How you got both parents at home and it's still like you have none? Like, it was a good stage, Lord. Like, you got two parents. They got one child. You got one job, but he always here. Woo! If that wasn't a show that made me, that was trying to tell you, yeah, not only do you need two, y'all need to be involved. Y'all need to know where that little thing at. God dang. It was a reason Mr. Wilson didn't have no kids. Him and Martha were just fine. Just fine. Somebody might be putting up with a kid that ain't theirs. They got good temperament about it, but they be just looking at the little dude like, yo, wasn't two people there when you came about? Hold up. I'm cool with him and all, but yeah, that's usually how that come about. So we got the Wheel of Fortune changing. Someone's guarding their cups, okay? Libra and disconnection, okay? So somebody's guarding what little they have left because right now they feel a bit disconnected. Things aren't moving as great. They have an offer that is right there, but they can't seem to get to it because they're being distracted. Seems as though they're preoccupied with cups, either their cups or someone else's cups. Right now, they're very disconnected from where they need to be. They're not on the right side of, hey, Aussie, top of the morning. All right, so yeah, so the Wheel of Fortune has changed. Right now, it's like it's in betwixt things. It's not exactly on the good side. It's not exactly on the bad side, but it is turning nonetheless. And we're trying to see what direction and which is going to land because it looks like the person who has some resources is holding back. Someone, whoever they had resources, maybe they had connections, maybe they had communications, maybe they just had money, or maybe they had whatever they had an abundance of it, maybe freedom or access. Someone's guard, whatever free access, whatever grab bag, whatever open access, open portal, whatever leak that was going on, like the Chime money glitch, like that, whatever that was, it's now been stopped. Like someone's account is frozen. Something's being guarded now. Something that wasn't being guarded before is now being guarded. And now somebody is disconnected because they got an attitude. This is somewhat of a tantrum. I hate when adults have tantrums. It never looks right. Okay, so this is a person having a tantrum and they're trying to shut down. Is somebody trying to punish somebody with the quiet treatment because they won't do what they want them to do? I'm not talking to you because you said no. I think that's it. Because everybody's got their arms crossed. Look. No, you're going to get me in trouble. Well, I don't want to talk to you anymore because you said no. I say yes, we can be together. Yes, you can stay with me. But once I said it, not tonight, you acting ungratefully. The first time I say no, it's like I never said yes. I say yes till you dated me. Yes, we can be together. Beyonce. Somebody's being restricted from something and they're trying to use the threat of triangulation or the quiet treatment to open up the access, but the wheel is turning. And it seems like they don't have a right to even be petulant like this. This person got all the stuff. Don't you hate it when somebody act like they more valuable than they actually is, and then you just gotta sit there and look at them and ponder? Like, who does this person think that they are? You ain't gonna speak to me. We ain't got to never speak ever again. I'm not even sure why I spoke to you the first time. Huh. So you can keep your hands crossed. And I'm going to keep my fingers snapped. So somebody's throwing a pity party, a temper tantrum because they can't make things go their way. So they're going to, I don't care. You're not going to get my love and affection. I'm not going to turn your direction because you won't give up your life for me. You won't make yourself uncomfortable for me. I'm an adult, but I'm going to act like a kid in this moment because you said it. Get me the hell out of here. Hey, Libra, you doing some unbalanced stuff. So because your indecisive self can't never make a decision like go forward and live life as an adult all the time, you revolted back to your petulant, childish ways, and you decided you were going to leverage feelings against some actual tangible money. Well, I would tell you to pack your damn broke ass heart up and keep it going. Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, I just don't think you'd understand that if you break my heart, my achy breaky heart, it might blow up and kill a man. Yeehaw! Somebody's a jackass. If you think I'm going to give a damn about them itty bitty feelings compared to my job, my reputation, and my pockets, you is a damn fool. Who wrote you that 0.00000 check for your intuition to your school? Yeah, somebody's crazy. They feel as though, see, this is the thing, when you become an adult, you realize that your feelings don't don't go in the bank. You can't put them, you can't slide them in a deposit. So at some point you realize that your feelings can put you in the gutter. They can put you out. Your feelings can do that to you. And sometimes money can't even save you once your feelings come over, take over, and put you in a situation there won't be enough money. You understand? Imagine the doctor coming in and saying you got a life-threatening illness. And you say, but I'm going to give you all this money. Take it. It's not going nowhere. So as an adult, you got to start really thinking about things. And hear how wow this all works out. The person with the feelings, say you want to give in to this person, the person with the feelings, right? You go on and you give them access. You want to cross your legs, you cross your arms, you give them access. Not only do they make you lose your job, but now you can't even use what's between your legs no more because they done came in and messed you all up. Right? There's no amount of money you can pay to clean all of that up. You lose your job, you might get another job. You might get some money. But now it's on your file and on your record that you could be compromised due to your romantic situations. And you already know between your legs you compromised due to your romantic situations. And you can't pay enough money to get rid of it. Right? All because this motherfucker needs free feelings. I would rather be at my job with my legs crossed, with my job and my legs crossed, than give a damn about you and these free feelings. I'll wait for the next bus. Some people would rather you give up everything that you have built in your life, everything that you have pondered, everything that you have manifested. They would rather you don't love them unless everything that you got is on the line. I don't know what movie they watched. I don't know what universe they exist on, but you let them go over there by themselves expeditiously. Yes, the leg did come straight up. You can get that 300 kick. You want me to what? Hold up. Hold up. I got it. You want me to what? If you get your damn feelings out of here, them ain't gonna pay no bills. Them ain't gonna sweep no mop. Them ain't gonna clean no bathroom. Them ain't gonna buy no soaps. Them ain't gonna do nothing. And it's not going to move me forward to allow you, your heart, and your feelings to stagnate me. There are some people that are running around here with nothing to offer you but their heavy feelings. And I'll be damned if I'm going to pick up your bag when you won't even carry it. Go figure your shit out. It's too many of us playing nice with people that keep getting that keep getting coddled. For some reason, we have a bunch of adults out here that feel as though it's other adults' responsibility to steward their feelings while they go about the city tearing up every damn thing. At the end of the day, they supposed to come back in your face and say, but you hurt my feelings. I'm going to hit you with some shit, but you hurt my budget. They don't like when you get to talking like that. Because to them, you ain't supposed to have no budget because I'm a leader. Well, how you going to lead nothing? Y'all don't make sense. You want to take what I got. You don't want me to have it. So what do you want? Blood out of a turnip? And if I had a turnip, you would take that too. But you don't eat turnips. So at this point, you just selfish. You just want what you can't have. Because you never grew up in your mind. You're stagnated. You're still waiting for Christmas and you're taking it out on your romantic partners instead of your absent mom and dad who probably sit in your face, but they absent just the same. These men be gossiping. I'm being nosy right now. The recycling people, they working and they be talking. If you got somebody who work for the local government, the reason why they laugh and they smirk when you answer and you enter the room is because they be talking about you. I ain't say it was bad, and I ain't say it was good. All I'm saying is they be talking, because they talking right now. And woo, they be got daggone gossiping. They be saying anything. They ain't got nothing to do. When they get around you, it's going to be like, yeah, so da-da-da-da-da-da, and whop-the-whop, and it was whoop, 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 and boom, it was like da-da-da, and it was like ba-da. And that's the whole sentence. You be like, huh? It don't sound nothing like all them words that I would just listen to just now. But when they recount it to you, it's gonna be like, yeah, we was like whoop the whoop and da 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 and bop bop and yeah, and it was like yeah, and it was like and it was like da da. And you might nod because you don't want to get a headache of trying to translate nothing. But they had all that talk for their homeboys, and this is what I'm saying. You think because that man act strong and quiet around you when you be at home, he don't be out there telling all y'all business. Because he bored. Especially for the ones that be asking for his whole paycheck. He talk about you. You think them homeboys don't know how you be on them. Especially these new young ones. They getting money, good money. They still young. Hopefully they got somebody around them that's not going to mess with their mind and have them on that real red pill stuff, destroying women, trying to get wives only to screw them over, okay? Hopefully y'all not out here like that. But I'm trying to tell you, a lot of these older supervisor ninjas, they done tore their life up, tore their marriages up. And when they see these young guys come on these jobs, I'm going to tell you a lot. I'm going to tell you a big old secret when y'all young guys, let me tell y'all. You like 40 and down, right? And you going on to these jobs with these supervisors, and you got the supervisor with the big watch, and you know, he got a little something that you know that he held on to a couple of things. He made a few moves in life, right? What you don't know is them older dudes is jealous of you. Because you up and coming. You the next him. And as much and as scared as he is of you screwing his daughter, he really don't want his wife to come across you. Now that's crazy. As much as you on that trash truck trying to guard your sisters, trying to guard your nieces and your cousins and them, because you know he's an old creepy freaky frog type dude. He trying to cause chaos. Because he hoping his wife don't come on the job and see you. So, of course, he wants you to lose your retirement. Of course, he wants you to quit the job. know who his wife is and what his wife need and what he ain't necessarily doing at the house. You see how that catch 22 just happens all of a sudden? All right, Libra, let me get off of this, okay? So somebody likes to do this on the job, okay? They're one of those, they fraternize on the job. And they do this shit on the job. You'll be wondering, well, why Kathy ain't speaking to Tim and them no more? Oh, because they done screwed in the bathroom or in the hallway or somewhere on the job in one of the daggone company trucks or whatever, and she won't process his 60 hours of overtime that he done got in 2 days. I don't know how he got 60 hours of overtime in a 24-hour period, but it's so. Watch out for people like this. They get on the job and they fall in love. They got a work wife, and the reason why they got to act like they fall in love with the work wife is because they have compromised both people's jobs, position, and retirement, because they both have no control on the job. So she start closing her legs and start crossing up because she feels as though the big wigs is about to come and knock on her damn office job. You want to be sitting outside in the break room smoking cigarettes, talk about, I'm not talking to her ass. She gonna do what I ask her to do, because you got to pay child support and all sorts of other stuff, because you might got a work wife, but you got a lot of stuff going on outside that building, and she don't know it, and her husband don't know that she be in that building playing hokey pokey with you. This is why you got to pay attention. Feelings is very dangerous when you become an adult. Being bored is very dangerous thrill seeking is very, very dangerous when you become an adult. I love it when I would rather you say I want to jump out of a plane, I want to go bungee jumping, than play these type of games as an adult. Being bored so you don't take a condom and have and go do what you got to do, and you end up with a child or a disease. Idle hands, idle minds. That's what I'm saying. You're going to get into trouble. This is why adults like these, the ones that always get... What are you stewing over? Uncross your hands. Breathe. What's the process? I don't know why at this point, why do they even make you sign these contracts on these jobs? It's because the job don't want to be held accountable for the fact that you cannot control your libido on the job. Every job, I pretty much know every job has a fraternizing policy in it. You should not be fraternizing. However, everybody go on the job and fraternize. I don't care if you make over $200K a year. Every job has it where people go straight in, and the first rule they break is the fraternizing rule. Some women will not use every environment as options. But for most part, in my life experience, most men, everywhere is a possibility. They don't care. You're a janitor, you might. You knocked on my door, you might. DoorDash, you might. It's a hole in your ear, you might. Anything you might. And that's why it's very good to have discipline and pause. It's good to have emotional intelligence. Everywhere you go, this can be done. People can be compromised, and this is why you have to tuck your feelings. That sometimes you gotta really put your heart somewhere in the case. You gotta put your emotions in the case. Too many people are running around trying to feel something, and they end up feeling something unnecessary that they can't get rid of, and now they gotta live with it. They ain't got to feel it, or they got to feel it, but they gotta live with it. And this is why it's not okay for some adults to be bored. It's not okay for idle hands. You need to make something happen. Get a hobby, a resource. Pick up some exercise. If you got untrained muscles and unread books, you can't really say you're bored. There's always something constructive to do. Will you do it? We don't know. Hunching is a poor people's sport. It costs too much. In the whole scheme of things, it costs too much to just be humping irresponsibly. And that is the gist of it. Okay, Libra, 10, 9, 4. Because that last one was Virgo. 10, 9, 4, that's 19 plus 4, that's 23. That is 5, which is another unexpected changes. We keep coming across unexpected changes. So, life is but a dream. We have divine intervention, so a lot of people are going to realize that they are not bigger than the program, and God has always been in control. It's just that sometimes He really has to double down on it, because sometimes we get in our heads that we can make some things happen ourselves. And yes, some people really go hard. I mean, they work their little fingers. They say, okay, well, this step, I got this step in place, I got this step in place, and I got this step in place. And God will say, you know what? Well, since you so sure of yourself, boom, now deal with that. And if you focused enough, it really won't pull you out of place. It'll make you have to circumvent a little bit. It'll make you have to pivot. It'll make you have to rethink, reroute yourself. But it won't put you off your path. But for the people who are easily distracted, easily thrown off course, He'll put that there because He wants to know how bad you want it. What are you willing to do? What are the deeds that you're willing to do? Sometimes these things are put there for temptation to see if you're going to sell your soul, if you're going to take the lesser of the thing. Are you going to show resilience and love on yourself, or are you going to have the discipline enough to say, you know what, I'm going to walk away from it altogether? Because sometimes He's trying to get you to walk away from something that would not be good for you in the interim. And sometimes you got to pay attention to that. Sometimes He makes things a little harder because you may want it, but you don't need it. Sometimes it didn't go off as smooth as you wanted it to go because He didn't really want you to go there, but you pushed and you persisted and you told yourself, yes, I pushed through the hard part. Sometimes that push through the hard part was God telling you no and you being stubborn. And you wonder why at the end of the day you're not really satisfied with that thing that you worked so hard for, is because that wasn't really for you. Sometimes resistance is rejection and you're too hard-headed to listen. Sometimes He'll let you get into some spaces because you won't change your thought. You won't pivot. And sometimes He got to let you get into that situation that He kept trying to stop you from, so that you could see how dangerous the thing was going to get. Or let you see the thing that you wasn't paying attention to when you went out for it in the first place. Some of us didn't know we were going to be in the spot that we're in now. But however we're here, what are you going to do? Do you like it there? Libra, I'm imploring you today to figure out what it is you want to do. What it is that you should be doing, and are you able to do it with discipline? Are you able to do it without distraction? Are you always going to be distracted by a pretty face? Are you always going to be distracted by a nice strong whiff of cologne? Is nothing but a sweet word want to always pull you by your nose, pull on your heartstrings, and take you completely off of your life purpose? The most disciplined ain't that emotional. They have emotions, they have a heart, but it's very, very guarded because they don't have time to have leaks in their energy, in their resources, in their mind, because it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to love. That's why you got to respect when a person loves you, or don't love them at all. Don't even fiend with it, because that is an energy and a currency that has to be paid back almost immediately. God does not play about the currency of love, because this is the highest vibration. So if somebody really offers you 100% genuine love, don't play with it, because you're playing with your life. Love or the potential of love is why a lot of us are here. Because God loved us is why we are here, is why you keep waking up. So when it comes to the matters of love, don't play with it. Either you pick it up and you be very gentle with it. It's just like a person getting a Fabergé egg. It's just like a person having a real egg. How dare you? That is a resource. That it has value to it. You know, today, if you walk up to somebody and they're actually throwing eggs at the ground for no reason, you're going to ask them, are they crazy? And this is why you don't play with love. If someone actually gives you an opportunity to experience love in the way that love should be experienced, you don't play with that because you are playing with your life. Love could be the reason somebody stops and puts a fire out. Love can be the reason why a person stops, not because they're in love with you. Love of life, love of quality, love of happiness, love of strength, love of restoration. It's only because of love that we are getting another day, another moment, another hour, another chance. That operation, that thing. It's only because of love that some people have whole websites put together where you just you put your intentions and people will actually just give you money for your thing. That's a love of life. That's a love of progress. That's a love of humanity. And this is why when it comes to love, how dare we keep playing with it? We have turned love into a 4-letter prison. Someone has figured out that love can be turned into a transactional thing. It can be turned into currency. It is the highest currency. This is why it should not be played with. Love is life. Love is an emotion. Love is an energy. Love is a currency. Love is a frequency. Love is an energy. Love is life. And when you don't have love, life decreases. When you don't have a love for things, a love of life, you don't have to have a lover to be in love with life. You don't have to have a romantic partner to have a romantic life. It's called enjoying. It's called embracing. It's called experiencing. It's called being able to see the breeze, to see the vibrance of a color, to notice a vibration, an energy, a wind, to know that a bug is passing you by and know that his life is no less than yours, but because it's life. He might have come across your kitchen and you stomp him out, but you still respect the fact that it was life. But he's disrespecting your life at this time because you didn't buy no kitchen with no ant in it. People have love for a lot of things. People don't love money. They take it. They have a love for money, but they don't love the money. The money is the tool. They abuse money, much like they abuse themselves. And that's why if you ever love yourself, money can never really compromise you. You will understand that. So Libra, you're being asked right now to take a gander at your wheel of fortune and how it is turned, how it has been turning all your life, and your part in every episode. Someone needs to go through their series of life and they need to purge whatever this is that they have that makes them live this life in this cycle. Somebody spent all their life in a cycle. It's no one's fault. They might have had things that happened that made them like that, but at this point in time, it's no one's fault that they're still on the same cycle but theirs. Their inability to change, their inability to take control, their inability to have responsibility, their inability to even look at what has done, what has transpired, what has happened. Okay, now we got Scorpio, we got the 8 of Swords, we got the 6 of Swords. I'm not going to be too much longer. It's too much. Did this start over? Because I know I've been on here for way more than than 30 minutes. This had to have started over. Either way. Six of Swords, Eight of Swords, Six of Swords, Tower. Wow, lots of swords. Somebody's bonded themselves. They've got to move away to calmer waters. Tower moment. Someone is not liking the fact that somebody is disconnected. Somebody's bonded, somebody's leaving, and this is a tower. This is causing a tower moment. Somebody's finding themselves encased, entrapped. Somebody's got to go away. Somebody's got to move off. Somebody's got to go away. Something has come to an end. It might be like a forced separation. Tower moment. 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 plus 16, that is 30, which is 3 divine intervention. This was a divine intervention. Somebody has been moved out of someone's life in order for them to move on to calmer waters. It was dangerous. It was precarious. It was very, very stressful. If this person didn't take you out, they was trying to get you to take yourself out. Drive you crazy because you wouldn't stay. And God had to come in and distract them so you could leave. So it's a tower. Divine intervention. Sometimes you won't leave and they won't leave you alone unless something happens. Return to sender, return to sender, give dark workers something to do. Return to sender, the collective is tired of you. Alright, I don't know what happened to my live, but I know I've been on here for at least 2 hours or whatever. But that's for God to deal with. I don't get stressed out about stuff like this. So it's you hacking my phone? Great. Two hours and 26 minutes. I'm looking at 32 minutes and 43 seconds. I'm lying to you not. But either way, 86, 68. Somebody was born in 86. They 40? That makes them 40 or 39, depending on when their birthday is. Somebody is either they're in their 40s or somebody's 68 or born in 68 or born in 86. If there's somebody out here 86 acting like that, go and make your plans. Go somewhere. All right, yeah, that part. 86, 14, 16, that is 30. Gemini, Aquarius, feminine, doesn't have to be feminine. There's no gender in bullshit, tarot, and bitches. Take what resonates. Okay, yeah. So that's what it is. Divine intervention. Pray, 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 pray. I don't know you. So the fact that you keep trying to control things and be all up in this in the thing of thing is wild. You may see me, you may know me or know of me, but I don't know of you. So that this makes it even more creepy. Who sent you? Who gave you my information? Anyway, Temperance, 6 of Cups, 9 of Swords. Okay, so temperance is what I've been talking about all morning. Temperance, temperance, temperance. You gotta be careful about being rage baited, about people holding you emotionally hostage, about people guilt tripping you into situations that they would never put themselves in, but they would happily trap you in. So you got to have your temperance. You got to remember to have some pause before you be impulsive, okay? Impulsiveness never got you really anywhere. Sometimes it will get you an opportunity because of your energy, but it won't keep the opportunity, okay? So the thing is, not only to get the opportunity, but to retain the opportunity, okay? So we've got temperance, we've got the 6 of Cups, which is equal give and take to the universe, and also familiarities, nostalgia. There are some things that remind you of when you were a child, some memories. Maybe you were a hothead, or maybe you were a lover boy or a lover girl when you were growing. We don't know. But right now, we're asking you to pull on your inner child as you go through this, because this is actually very healing. Someone's up at night. Someone tosses and turns. Maybe they're having childhood memories. Maybe somebody's being pulled into some situations that weren't necessarily the best. But they're at a crossroads and they're being asked to do the shadow work and start to try to heal. Your inner child is calling on you to do something. What didn't you address? Is there an uncle? Is there an aunt? Is there a cousin? Is there a school teacher? Is there someone that you went to school with? Did someone embarrass you? Did someone take you out of yourself and you haven't since returned and you forgot that you haven't even been there in the whole capacity now as an adult? Somebody needs to have this talk. The reason why you're up at night is because it's something tapping on you subconsciously that's trying to remind you of something you didn't heal from when you were younger, that's carrying into your adult years. This is why you're waging wars with other adults. This is why you're not having great relationships. It's something you're not healing. It's something that triggers you and you're not addressing what the trigger is. I see hummingbirds on this card. I see like hummingbirds and they're flying low. Their wings beat at least 80 miles per second or something like that, right? Did someone get stuck by a bee? Or did you have a bad encounter when you were younger that kind of messed you up going forward? That's what I got. The birds and the bees. I got the birds and the bees. Something happened romantically way early that kind of messed you up going forward. So you don't really trust love or feelings or yourself right now because you haven't healed from that one thing. The quiet vibrations of the past. My bad ear. Someone's not sleeping well. Someone has like insomnia or they're just not getting any rest. Someone sleeps but don't get rest. They have too many emotions. They have too many feelings. It's too much. It's something that they're not being, it is not something that's not coming to the forefront because they have too many things currently going on that's distracting them. When they're able to get some alone time, when they're able to get some meditation time, it's going to come to them. Keep working on it. Keep doing your cleanses. Remember your temperance. Remember about getting rage baited and tricked and baited into things. Remember about antagonists. Remember about getting irritated and triggered. Whatever it is, this can be fixed if you heal your inner child. The problems that you're going through, they're not going to disappear. No, they're not. The things that you're going through, though, you're going to start working with them a lot easier. It's going to be a lot easier to overcome a lot of these obstacles once you heal your inner child. It's something that you keep holding on to. It's an emotion. It's something you don't like. It's something somebody's, the way they do it, the way they say it. It's something that makes you go back to that hurt, that original hurt. Every time you experience it, it like makes you go backwards. It's like being at the top of Chutes and Ladder, but that one thing happened and it makes you go, it makes you spiral right out of control and you're right up in here looking like this again. Whatever it is, stop taking yourself through that cycle. Try to do the best you can with shadow work. That looks like not surrounding yourself with other people's thoughts and expressions. You may have to turn the radio off. You might have to turn the social media off for a while. You may have to actually sit with yourself. Go to the park, take a walk. Go to a meeting. I'm not saying sign up officially. I'm not saying even talk. All I'm saying is you may need to go. Might need to go and watch other people heal. My left ear is itching. You might need to watch other people heal. You might not need to see other people do it. Sometimes coming to these pages will help a lot of people. Seeing how other people work out communication skills. Seeing how other people listen and interact. You understand? So somebody needs to find a way, a guide, a mentor, some kind of way, some kind of support or support themselves on a healing journey. Somebody needs to put the relationships and everything else to the side for the time being. If you have kids, you can't neglect that. I wouldn't suggest that. Actually, the kids might help you find what it is. But what I'm saying to you is you need to get out of adult interaction land as much as possible. If you're not at work, if you're not in a situation where you have to interact with other adults constantly, kind of disconnect for a little while and see what that is, what's missing, what changes, okay? Somebody is not getting the rest. Their cortisol levels are up. Maybe when you go to your next appointment, you can see what your cortisol levels are. Hermit doesn't mean stay in isolation. Hermit does not mean stay away from people. Hermit means that you are protecting your heart, your thoughts. You're not allowing things to come in and you're not projecting out. For right now, it's like you're in a hyperbole. It's like you're in a bubble, a protective bubble, until you can fight for yourself. Like I said, sometimes God will come in and intervene because he knows you can't protect yourself because you don't even know which way to look. You don't know where your leaks at. You don't know where your strengths and your weaknesses are in comparison to each other. So sometimes he comes in and he puts you in his hand to hold you safe so you don't stick yourself. And he let you do all your little practice moves and yeah. And he makes sure you're doing it with a safety knife, a safety scissors, a safety kick or whatever so you don't hurt yourself until you master what it is you need to master. And then he lets you out once you've got it. Okay? So right now, we know for a fact and a reason in Scorpio that you need to just be chilling. Okay? So we've got Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Gemini right now. We've got 14 plus 6, which is 20, plus 9, which is 11. So someone's intuition is basically getting a lot better when they know it's something off. Someone is aware that something is off. It's just they don't know what the something is. And right now, going to ask you to meditate and try to figure out what it is. Ask for support if you need it. Go with a tried and true and trusted guidance, an elder, somebody who can actually just provide that space for you to open up. Sometimes you don't need a person to speak. You just need that space for you to open up. Grab a pen and paper. See what happens. Grab a crayon. Grab a marker. You might not need to write words. You might need to just create something. You might need to find a way to express yourself other than through your sacral chakra, other than hunching on another human being. Yeah, there are other ways to express yourself. Trust me. All right. So that was you, Scorpio, and the number for you was 11. All right, Sagittarius, we're going to go a little faster. Amen. All right, so we got the 3 of Pentacles, which is collaboration and thinking, a think tank, something like that. Brainstorming, 5 of Swords. All right, do not use your authority to ruin others, and you need to remember your sight, foresight, hindsight, and present. So we've got 353. Okay, 353. Someone's 53. Someone's 35. Someone's born in March. Someone's born in May. Someone is of the 3rd zodiac sign, which would be Pisces. Some people would say it's Aries. It all depends on where you start from. We say Pisces, some say Aries. Potatoes, doesn't matter right now because we're not even up there. We are here in the Sagittarius reading where we're going to see the Capricorn, the Aquarius, and the Aries reading be read and understood by personalities and traits. Okay, Sagittarius, there's a brainstorming thinking. You got to remember not to use your authority to ruin others, but this seems like this is what it is. Some people are gathering around and they're trying to ruin the authority of others. They are brain thinking. They're thinking of an idea. They're thinking of something to do, say, or that is going to destroy or at least interrupt this person's past, present, or future. There's somebody, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, or Aries energy. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. These people are thinking of something to ruin someone's chances and or opportunities. There's somebody there. These people are meeting up. I'm trying to tell you, there are some dark workers There's a Sagittarius, Aquarius, Capricorn, or Aries energy somewhere in this wide, vast world, and they're meeting up to sabotage a collective. You, me, all us, don't matter. They're doing something. Also, if you're getting billing, if you're getting strange billing letters coming to your house, whether they're in your name or other people's name, just know that that's part of the scam. There are people who don't have nothing to do with billing, but they have these remote jobs. This is what these remote jobs that are popping up. They're asking people to do billing and coding in their spare time. And what they're not telling you is that these people are fraudulently scamming the Medicaid system, your doctors, anybody, any system that has money that they can charge and bill to, whether it's you or anybody else they know. That's what they're doing. That's what these remote jobs, some of these remote jobs are. Straight scamming and fraud all damn day. You don't need a degree, you don't need a special, you don't need a trade. All you need is a computer and a phone. And some of it is contactless, so you already get what it is. Somebody is sitting there playing with numbers and they're getting paid to play with numbers all damn day long. All races on deck. Okay? All ethnicities are on deck. Doesn't matter. If you have a rip in your personality and you are willing to destroy others or just steal because you like money and you don't care where it comes from, as long as you don't ever have to face the actual victims, there are people like that. Okay? Using authority to ruin others, keeping them swords up, gloves on the hands. Someone does not like to get their hands dirty. Past, present, and future, this is going on right now. Okay? That was the Sagittarius reading. Horrible. 6 plus 5. That is 11. We all intuitively know this is why this world is jacked up as it is because we got people that are not playing the game right while we are sitting there trying to do everything under the sun that they keep telling us to do, not knowing that there is a whole layer, an underworld layer where people are not adhering to any of the rules. So it's very confusing. Okay, so now we got Capricorn, the star is here, Queen of Swords, and then we've got the Tower. Somebody had the main character energy, somebody got cut off, and now it's a Tower. Somebody wanted to be the star so bad, the Queen said, nah, it really wasn't supposed to be you. You got to go, and boom, they're in a Tower moment. They never thought it would happen. They never seen it happen in this way. 17 plus 16, 6 plus 7 is 13, right? Mm-hmm. 13 which 3 makes the 3, so it's 33. Somebody has ascended. The star has turned into a choosy lover, which is making a tower. The person who wanted the most attention ended up getting cut off. And it's a tower. Either way, it's a tower. 33, ascension. You should be feeling something, your lymph nodes. You should be getting like maybe a nasal drip, something like that. Sneezing, little something in your neck, little something in your back. Your spine is getting in alignment with your spleen, which goes to your brain. Hey, your pathways are straightening. You got some straightening. Looks like your organic Fios cord is starting to transmit some different messages. Hey, yeah, let's get it. All right, so that was Capricorn. Somebody is ascending and somebody got caught trying to. Yep, like gotta be quicker than that. Somebody tried to enter the gates, but they wasn't invited to the city. Somebody tried to sneak past the sentinels. You shall not pass. The Knight of Wands came out here. I don't know if it's like somebody burning or somebody who's really braggadocious, okay? Either way, it can be precarious. All right, let me put that back. All right, Aquarius. Why did the burning guy come out before Aquarius? Is somebody's sexuality in compromise? Is someone's sexual health in question? All right, we've got a Knight of Cups. It's a silver cup and it looks pretty empty. Do you want it? It's a knight. It's not even a king. All right, he's on a white horse. So somebody's going to come and play nice with you. Somebody's going to be lying their ass off and they ain't got nothing in this damn cup. So somebody's going to bring humility to you. Fair maiden, how could I ever have? I'm asking for your forgiveness as I also ask for room and board simultaneously. Hide your house, hide your couch. All right, we got a homosexual coming in under judgment. Ace of Wands, don't open your door. They're on the run from something and you don't want to get caught up. Hey, birds of a feather flock together. You do not even want to be harboring a goddamn fugitive because they're not telling you all the things, but they're going to act nice because they're trying to get a little bit of comfort in such a hard bed that they've made. Someone's coming in under judgment. You've got to be careful because you can go under judgment too. This is a new opportunity for someone to cut off, someone to see exactly what's going on, okay, behind the veil, all right? But this is an opportunity. This is a fresh opportunity. This is a new idea, a new perspective, as you could see. Ace of Wands. Let me read that one, that one specifically. That third eye opening is amazing. It's like it's a clearing that's happening. Anyway, Ace of Wands, fire, new ideas, unlocking potential. Yeah. So guess what? So even when you see this, this is actually going to be a blessing in disguise because once this person comes and begs at your door, your workplace, whatever it is, be it female or male, this person is coming in night energy because the thing about it is they used you, they used resources, they used somebody, and they need a soft spot to land in. So they're going to come in acting of their best behavior. They might take out the trash for a week or two. They might even help you with cleaning the bathroom. However, it's not going to be consistent. They coming in because they need somewhere comfortable, and the only place they've ever been comfortable with you, even if they made you uncomfortable, you were their soft spot, even if they were hell to you. Hell on earth. Somebody is under judgment for just that. And you will be under judgment too if you attempt to help this person. You need a new idea. You need a new perspective. You need new partners. Tell you the truth, you should have never even been with this person, but these are the things that you learn, male or female. Some of us are learning right now that we've been in places we should have never been. Maybe because, not because we didn't love ourselves enough, it's just that we didn't understand that loving yourself enough means not having to give up the benefit of the doubt or not having to compromise. Some of us don't have to compromise, but we always want to be the nice guy, nice girl for some other reason, but we always seem to take the L, right? Aren't you sick of taking the L for being the nice guy or the nice girl? Now you don't do that anymore, which is great because we're taking the benefit out of the doubt. Now you just get the doubt. So now that you're here and you're learning and you see the person who I told you for the last week is going to be spinning the block, whether it's an old lover, an old friend, an old family member, we're remembering exactly what it was like in the energy the last time. So even if this person does come in humility, waving the white flag with this empty, gigantic tin can, go on, bang it on that corner over there. They may give you some change. Get up off my porch. Some of these people are the reason why you had so many difficulties. Maybe you didn't fall all the way, but there were some things that you could have bypassed had you bypassed them. There are some people that you wish you can take your sex back from, aren't there? Yeah. Don't beat yourself up. You made it through. But the new idea is new people, new levels. Hey, you don't have to date that person just because they are persistent. You don't have to like that person because they keep, I like you, and you don't want to see their heart broken. Look, it's about you. You don't want to see your heart broken. You don't want to see your door broken. You don't want to see your key broken. You don't want to see your account broken. So what do? Don't give them any benefit, give them doubt. We're no longer being the nice guy, nice girl to other people. We're going to be nice to ourselves first and foremost. If someone is around for the to stop right there, that's just enough. You don't have to work with bare minimum, lukewarm, or scraps. If it isn't in alignment with what you have going on, it's bad for you to have everything and accept somebody who has everything but this, who has everything but that. You understand? If you're whole, you need someone that's whole so that things are even. So if anything should come about, everybody leaves intact and for the better. There might be an uptick in what are those contracts? Prenuptials. And it's not always going to be about money. Prenuptials just assure people of what they're going to get, what they can expect, and what the fallout will almost or most likely look like in the end. So let's be prepared as we go forward. As we get unions coming back in, there are going to be more prenups. I'm going to suggest that because people need to know. It seems to, even though a lot of people break contracts, that's going to be another thing. If you know you're with a person that does not know how to do contracts, who does not know how to keep their word never matches with their actions, we already know you're not doing any prenup with them. You shouldn't even got that far. Okay? But what I'm saying to you now, going forward, we're going to have to do some writing some things down. We're going to have to put some things on paper. We're going to have to start trying to make some contracts because that's the way the world is working. If it's not written down, if we're not like shaking on it, if it's not official, if we don't have a notary, even though it's not guaranteed contract, you have something to go back to because these oral arrangements, they haven't gotten us anywhere. Like you have people waking up the next day. I never agreed to sleep with you. This wasn't consensual. That ain't my child. That ain't this, that. Like at least do the contract first. Okay? So yeah, that was you, Aquarius. Something like that. You need to balance your polarities. And remember to love yourself. You don't have to be with little miss, little mister, okay. If you're not pulled to them from the inside, stop worrying so much about the outside. There are a bunch of attractive people who I would basically ugh, they're disgusting. There are some attractive people, if you were actually to just talk to them in real life, you would understand that they were only ever supposed to be looked at. There are some men that you should never touch. They are great from across the street, from across the screen, everything. But if you were to ever actually meet them, there are some women, beautiful. They look like they smell good through the screen. But if you were actually able to meet up or go into some of these chicks' house, you would run back out. I remember one day I was at this house and they called the fire department because the lady of the house was sick or something. And the fire department came up. They pulled up. We were sitting on the porch. They came up and they came in. They was like, "Where is the emergency?" We was like, "Straight upstairs." They went in. They was like, they went up there. Somebody said, "Rrr." All you heard was, "We can't do it. Call somebody else." Be careful of that. You could get MRSA, you could get hepatitis, and all that stuff from going into unclean spaces where a person does not regularly clean, especially when it comes to old food. Okay, the ethanol and the fumes and the things that it touch and the spit. You don't know whose spit is being mixed and mingled. Everybody is not fluid compatible. You understand? Some people are carriers. Some people don't get the diseases, they carry them, and next thing you know is an outbreak, and they fine. They just sitting there like, everybody's sick in my house, not knowing that they carried the damn thing in there, okay? So just be careful. Some of the people, the same way they say some of your heroes you shouldn't meet, some of the beautiful people you shouldn't meet. Because beautiful is the least of their worries, okay? All right, so that is Aquarius. Aquarius, be careful. Don't let looks and don't let potential and don't let the first thing, like, yeah, don't be caught up. Don't get caught up, okay? Have a new perspective and date your level. If you don't like it, go up. I'd rather go up than down. Oh, and date who you like. There are some guys out here who are dating attractive women when they know good and well they like fat, ugly bitches. Be cool with that. Be okay. Take your ugly fat bitch out and love her. Because you love her. And she's not going to be that ugly or that to you. You love her. But don't be ashamed of her. And stop hurting beautiful women so that you can triangulate her with that chick. Like, you almost make it a sin to be attractive and have a brain at the same time. So you go get this ugly chick with 50 degrees and try to rub her in our face, and we did not care about her ugly ass or you. So stop going out of your way to get into beautiful women's faces when you really a ugly chick speed. Stay over there. Yeah, the quiet part out loud. This is what you're here for. Okay? All right, so Pisces. I started off in Leo. I'll stop at Cancer. All right, Pisces. Okay, the Magician is out here. Somebody is manifesting. Two of Wands. They're preparing. They're getting prepared. Queen of Wands. Somebody was preparing to either take a seat on the throne or pass the torch. Oh shit. Manifestation is coming in. Someone is getting prepared to take their seat on the throne, or someone is getting prepared to pass the torch. We don't know if they want to, but this is a really quick one for Pisces. Manifestation, Two of Wands, Queen of Wands. Hey, it's the changing of the guards. It's happening. It's happening right now. We did manifest it. We did call in new leadership, and new leadership is happening, okay? Hindsight and oversight. And here we are. There is the manifestation. Here is the preparedness. Mentally preparing, getting focused, observing all that you have to see, taking a gander at all and what you have to control, preparing for your coronation. Congratulations, you have ascended. That did come through in Aries as well. That came through in another sign, but I can't remember right now. I've been talking so long. Okay, so 1 and 2, that is 3, divine intervention. God is putting everybody in their rightful place, and it shall be, so be it. Order in the court. Okay, we've got Aries, 5 of Cups, King of Swords, 7 of Wands, 5, 7. That is 12. That is 3. We've got a lot of 3s coming out, 33. A lot of ascension. There's a 5 of Cups. That's the Hermit. That is Scorpio, King of Swords here. Very clear, very, very focused, very communicative. He will cut you. He will also cut you off. He's also a great guy. He's got a good smile. He looks good, smells good, does a good thing. But he'll cut you off. And he'll still be smiling. It ain't nothing. All right? 7 of Wands. Someone has their boundaries up. Someone is turned away. Let's look at this 5 of Cups especially. 5 of Cups is letting go of trauma and leaving. Someone has letting go of all the things that used to hurt them, that used to make them feel less than this king. Somebody is getting on their throne. They're straightening their crown. They're remembering how they used to be in beast mode. Somebody remember how cold they used to be. Somebody remember they was a bad mama jamma. Somebody got their mojo back. Okay, this look good. I like the shirt, little open a little bit. It just lets you know that I ain't no stuffed shirt. I still got my sexy. I'm just not giving it to you. Yeah, somebody's got a great aesthetic. Somebody looks good. They smell good. Goddamn, that cool water mixed with a little bit of Issey Miyagi. All right. That's that old school sauce. Okay, they might even got a little oil up in that mix. A little triple mix. All right. So somebody's also, now that they've gone through the ringer. Okay, they've got a heart. They've ripped their heart out. They say, look, I'm gonna just keep it in my hand for right now, just in case I gotta put it up. So somebody's already gone through what they had to go through. They're now situated on their throne, and they're remembering to keep up their boundaries. And remember, you got to keep up your boundaries with your family members. You know, your family members do stupid shit like invite your exes to the daggone cookout. Oh, it's not that they really like your exes, because they know it agitates you. They hoping that you bring somebody new to the cookout so that they can agitate them. And your ex be giving some of these people money sometimes, because you let your ex get sucked in by some of you. Yeah, so sometimes it's a whole bunch of signals being crossed and you do not know. So just be alert, be aware. There are people around you who will push past your boundaries, who will send people to push past your boundaries. Sometimes you'll have a baby mother, a girl, a wife. Sometimes your mama is sitting at the market showing people your damn picture, whoring you off, and you don't know why this girl's smiling at you. Well, your mama been showing your picture off and trying to auction you off to the highest earner she meet at the market. She said, "Oh, I know this nice CEO work out there. I don't want you talking to her." The reason why she don't want you talking to somebody that you like is because she got somebody that she can use lined up to be with you. And if you mess with somebody that your mama's close to, she gonna be all in your damn business. She gonna know how your balls smell, because you shouldn't be. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you that part. The minute the mom and the lover become close, sometimes boundaries do get disrespected, maybe unintentionally. So be sure to have the talks and the hard talks. Make sure you know what it needs to look like, and be sure that you don't hold a grudge, or you just need to leave. Don't hold on to a situation that don't need to be held on to. If you notice y'all got two different communication styles, this person like to tell all y'all business and you're a very private person, then you may not need to be with this person, because it's going to be hard to change habits. You don't like people in your business. This person love to be the center of attention. Y'all not gonna work out. You mess around, come out to a whole life you never lived, because this person just can't shut up. And you private. You don't like everybody in your things. So it's best you pay attention, take notes, and don't attach yourself to anything that you aren't totally sure of. And even if you think you are totally sure of, remember, detachment is a lot easier than getting yourself out of jail. Okay, so that was the Aries reading, and that was 5 and 7, which is 12, which is 3 divine intervention. Let's go. All right, Taurus, let's pop on out. Taurus. How you doing, bully? How you doing, her? Fault, natural, by the way. Natural by the way. Not by the waist, but by the way. Okay. Be careful of those family members. They show your pictures. You know, some of them got some cousins that ain't that cute. And the way that they trick people into your family is they show the attractive people so that they think, oh, well, I'm coming in. Maybe, they look good. Maybe they may give me some good looking kids. Look at the family. Don't get tricked into things. Some families only look good on the surface. If you ever get into that, you'll find out how really batshit crazy they is. That's why it's very good to meet people's families. Y'all be thinking y'all slick, keeping people a secret, keeping people a secret. If a person tries to keep your secret and they don't invite you, or at least let you see their cousins or somebody that they deal with in their free time, then that person's not trying to let you in. That person has got you hooked on, and they're leading you on, and you thinking that there's going to be a time in which there isn't a time limit. When a person feels comfortable with you, or if a person is trying to get comfortable with you, they're trying to get you into their life. They might not push you in like right away in the first 2 weeks, but they're going to involve you with certain things. The minute you start getting mushed in the face, Joe Namath, you need to create distance. You need to go find something else to do. Don't let nobody tell you they don't want you twice. I'm talking about nobody. I ain't talking about don't let no man. Don't let nobody tell you they don't want you twice. They done told you. You didn't listen. You got two eyes. Once it get past two eyes, you just dumb now. Punch you in one eye, you got a black eye. Punch you in two eyes, you're blind. Punch you again, you dumb. Okay? So, yeah, let's go. Taurus, we got the Two of Pentacles, we got the Lovers, and we got the Seven of Cups. I can't show you the Lovers too much because they got these people down here naked. All right. So we got the Two of Pentacles, balancing polarities and balancing responsibilities and taking on new responsibilities and having to balance them into your life. Okay? Lovers, the Lovers is here, and that's just basically that's Gemini energy. So let's see. Somebody's got to balance their love lives and their desires. Somebody's desires kind of drown out their love life. I don't know. Somebody needs to find a balance. Somebody gets real materialistic and then they feel as though that love is impossible. And then somebody gets way into their love. Excuse me. Way into their love and they forget that they have needs. Somebody has to balance out balance out their partner meeting their needs and meeting their partner's needs. For some reason, they have relationships that get to extremities. They're either very materialistic or either very lustful. They're never really truly in the happy medium, which turns into love. So someone has to balance this out. Taurus, this is a Taurus reading. We got Taurus and Capricorn, Gemini, and Scorpio. Somebody's really good for the honeymoon phase, but after that, they kind of get confused because how do you invest in long term when all you've done all your life is go through a lot of honeymoon phases? Well, guess what? If you've gone into an area that you've never been in, it's going to be uncomfortable. So you're going to have to adjust, okay? Which means that sometimes you're going to have to let down your guard a little bit to see what it is. And once you see something that you don't like, you have to prepare to pull out and don't get in. So my suggestion is take your time. Don't make any investments that are going to hurt you in the long run. And don't cross any of your energy, which means make contracts that, unless you guys really have talked about marriage and a real relationship, don't get into contracts. Don't share a car. Don't share a lease. Don't share a rent. Don't share any financial revolving responsibilities, okay? Things that have to be paid monthly, annually. Don't get a timeshare. Don't get none of that with a person that you haven't even discussed doing life with, okay? So yeah, somebody's going to have to learn to balance their materialism, their money, their family. They're going to have to balance everything out, because if you allow other people to come in and control what you got going on, your things will easily be knocked out of balance. So you need to actually have these things down. Master yourself so that when people come in, they're not mastering you, okay? All right. So that's for you, Taurus. Don't be so quick for validation. You need to be validating things too. And there are some things that don't pass your judgment, but you call yourself big, the nice guy. It's not that bad. I can compensate. When you start having to compensate, this is a problem.
Try to stay away from situations where you have to compensate. It's a necessity, okay? If you don't have the option, then that's also limiting you, that's bottlenecking you. So be mindful of validation and remember your value, your opinion, your expression matters just as much. When you find yourself in a situation where you're with somebody who tries to diminish your value, diminish your voice, diminish your opinion in a relationship, it's not a relationship. It's a situation. Okay? So there you go, Taurus. 2 plus 6 is 8 plus 7. That turns us into a, I'm sorry, 8 plus 7. That doesn't do 16. That's 15. Okay, so somebody is obsessed with getting this together. Somebody is very obsessed, or they're just fixated. They're fixated on trying to find love. Somebody really wants love, but they don't know how to do it, and it kind of scares them because they've seen so many people get done shitty in a shitty way. They don't really know how to do it. They see one person shower with gifts, and they don't see the reward in that. They see some person be an extra Romeo, and they think they're a clown. Somebody's really fixated on trying to find out how to do this love thing. My suggestion is take it easy. If you've never done it before, you're going to have to fail a couple of times before you actually get the gist of things, okay? So don't be afraid of failure. Be afraid of holding on to failure. Okay? All right. So go on, let that go. Remember, take it easy. This life isn't perfect, but you can try. All right? There you go. That's that for Taurus. Now we've got Gemini, Cancer, and that's it. Because we started off in Leo. All right, so Jim. Don't use your authority to ruin others. There's a collaboration. We saw this earlier in another sign. I'm not sure. I think it was Sagittarius. I'm not sure. Okay, so Five of Swords is Aquarius. Don't let your authority ruin others. Now that you've mastered yourself, you become somewhat of a guru. You become somewhat of a ninja, okay? You've got skills. You know how to cut them up, but don't be quick to hurt people. Just because you can don't mean you should, okay? I know I have biting words, and sometimes I have to remember that everybody isn't ready for the information the way that I put it out. A lot of people cannot handle my lack of filter when it comes to certain things. There are certain things I do not I don't bullshit around, okay? Some things I directly say, and a lot of people are bitten by it. Some people actually feel physically smacked as though I have actually touched them, but really it's just the directness of the words. Sometimes the filter just doesn't happen, and people get offended, and instead of telling me or telling you how they felt when you said what you said, even though it was truth, they needed you to say it a little bit better, a little bit more gentle. But at the time, people won't tell you how they felt. They won't tell you what they will say some of the most nastiest and unnecessary things because they got in their feels and they didn't really take the time to one, appreciate your honesty, and they never heard your words for the way that they felt about them. Some people, once they get in their feelings, they don't hear nothing you've got to say, and they already were bad at comprehension, but then you got my feelings in my ears. I really don't listen to what you said. And depending on, some people were so busy looking at you, or so busy picking you apart, or so busy not liking you that they couldn't, anything you said, no matter what it was going to be offensive to them. So whatever you said has people sitting there together with their heads put together. Some people are trying to figure out how to take you, how to understand you, how to sit with you. And you're just over here like wielding your sword, okay. Just putting on the green. Whoop. With a sword nonetheless. So you do know that the words that you wield, you are pretty nice, even. You're pretty fluid. You're pretty neutral. I mean, you're pretty approachable. You're relatable. You relate to the girls. You know, you can do a little guy talk. You're just cooling out. It just so happens that if people catch you off guard and they ask you your opinion, you're going to give them the God's honest truth, whether they like it or not. And this has probably gotten you in more trouble than not, because some people say that they're real until they approach your truth, and then they are like, they're quietly stewing when they walked away from you, because sometimes a person's whole presence was to come and destroy you. They saw you over there just chilling with your little odd self. They thought you were a little weird, so they got in their head. They say, well, I'm going to go say something to offend them, and then they ain't going to be smiling and carefree like what they are. They ain't going to dress like that. I'm going to tell them they dress weird. I'm going to tell them we don't wear green on Wednesdays. I'm going to do something. So they got in their little head, and they said, all right, I'm going to come over there and ruin their day. I'm going over there. And they came over there, and you were like, do. And they said, hey, I want to talk to you. And you looked up. And you said, is that your breath? And they looked at you. And they said, that bitch. Yep, somebody came over there to your workspace. And they was coming over there to mess with your materials. And when they got there, they said, I want to talk to you. And you turned around. And you looked at them. And you said, I'm working. This ain't time to talk. And even though it was the truth, they got offended because you wasn't about to stop what you was doing to hear whatever they had to say. There are some people right now that they don't like you, not because you did anything wrong. It's because you seem to always be on task when they trying to pull you into some bullshit. And they don't like how they keep getting dismissed and how they can't distract you from what you want to do. Even when they told themselves that they was going to ruin your day, they got really pissed off that you turned their world upside down with the truth. And it was only a few words. And it was only a complete sentence. And you really didn't mean anything by it. You actually was being honest. But they came over there. And now they mad because they came over there. And now they want revenge because they in their feelings. But they is the ones that was coming over there in the first place. You wasn't even paying them no mind. You was busy. You was do. And they mad because you don't have a filter. And you told exactly what was on your mind at that time. And you didn't really have time at that time for whatever bullshit that they had kicked up in their mind. So now they hurt. Not because you affected their life, but because you affected their feelings. The worst thing in the world to be right now is a bored adult in your feelings with nothing to do. You're going to always run around trying to make people miserable. You're going to always run around trying to manipulate other people's feelings because you don't have nothing to do. And that's basically what I'm getting to. Go be busy somewhere. You think everybody is doing this, doing that, and they're doing it because of you or to you or to hurt you. And you're so valuable that you think the whole world is worried about you. Let's just take a second to really be for real. Whether you interact with the world or not, the world is still turning, burning, and churning. So I don't know who you got in your little world that made you feel as though when you stepped out there, the whole world was going to stop and stare. But they have given you an overinflated sense of self, and it's time for you to take reality and self-actualize, because as adults, it is your responsibility to control your self-esteem. We do get support, we do get pep talks and everything as we are young, but as we are old, we put those childish things behind, and we have to self-start, self-ignite, go get our own gas, sweep around your own porch. You have to wipe your own ass at some point, and you need to do it correctly. So stop trying to be all up in other people's business, stirring their Kool-Aid, and you aren't even the one paying the water bill to run the tap that's going to go into the glass pitcher. You are not the one that's going to go and fetch the sugar nor purchase it. Stop going over there bothering people. And this is in Gemini. We got 53, we got 35. Somebody doesn't like the fact that when they come bothering you, it's a little offensive because you're always preoccupied, busy, and or happy. And they don't like how you have an ability to exist without them. And they feel as though your authority in your life is a personal affrontation to them. But if they had something to do and focus on, you would not be the object of chaos all the time. Gemini, have fun. You're on Dharma. This is a sum of 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. And go be happy. You can dick the D all you want. Either you like my outfit, my perfume, or what I'm doing at the time, or you're just passing by. But please don't kill my vibe. I can feel your energy from 3,000 away. I got my bucket I share with you today. Don't kill my vibe. Don't kill my vibe. Hey, Kendrick Lamar. So don't kill nobody's vibe, and maybe they won't kill yours. I remember I pissed my sister off one day. We was about to go to the store, and she put on these Reeboks. And at the time, I didn't feel like it would offend her to that point for me to say, please go change your shoes. I don't want you coming outside like that with me. We're going together. I don't have low self-esteem. Go put on something presentable. And I was dead serious. I wasn't saying it to hurt her feelings. That's just the way I said it. And she has been hurt about that ever since. But why would you get hurt if somebody tell you that they don't want you to come outside and embarrass you and them? And they told you by themselves. You know how many years I had that? I'm like, come on now, why are you offended by that? That ain't the last thing she got offended by. But if you always come over there, tell yourself, I'm going over there ball for her. I'm going over there ball for her. And every time you go over there ball for her, you end up more bothered. You would think a person would stop bothering you. But some people just chaos. And they just tell themselves that you are their job. Their job is to finally and successfully play Skeletor to your He-Man. All right, Cancer, let's go. Last but not least, let's get out of here. I'm ready to go. I think it's been 4 hours. Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups. Somebody's empty, somebody ain't got it, but they're offering it and they're trying to be gentle. Someone has been stagnated and they're taking a chance. Someone wants to take a leap of faith and come to you. They're not doing good. They're on hard times and they're just hoping that you see the better part of that. I am not your master, okay? I'm not your mom nor your dad, okay? I'm not the Most High, and even the Most High gives you free will. But what I will say is this person is coming humbly, but they're coming with nothing. And they are a knight. So you take the information as it applies to you. Their things have been stagnated. And their only leap of faith is coming and sitting in your face and asking for your forgiveness or something from you. They have absolutely nothing from there. You are their last stance. How you going to play it? I don't know. You come out of bag? I don't know. What we got again? Divine intervention. This the only number that's out here. Knight of Cups, Hanged One, Fool. We in these threes all day. God is here. He's creating. He's helping. He's intervening. Some people getting their little hindies kicked, while some people are getting some blessings and getting pushed and put on out the way. All right, so lovely Wednesday. Hope you have a wonderful, safe travels, and let's see each other again maybe tomorrow. All right, I love you. You might love me, but that's okay. Just let us be. All right. So don't come for me. I can come for you. Like, share, and subscribe.